his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Homie, this side. Homie, this side. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Remember he say his squad, 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 his squad. I got the whole squad with me now. Train to go. Come play games if you want to. Try to crash eyes, you done took the wrong route. We gon' crash you like a stunt dude. Check y'all like 1, 2. Slap your head like your uncle. You wanna ride, stay buckle. It get loud down here, get wild down here. Time to feel the jungle. Never disrespect the squad that's defended by a line. And some beats on the feast on opposition. Another line in the back, sing it to the ER. Just in case you got through the first line with tripping. But if for some reason it get crazy, I got watchers on the corner for my safety. Everybody here well coached. Change the weather under pressure, stay cool like an AC. Woo! But we still make heat. Woo! Was you trying to play me? We be 3 plus 8 deep. But I'm a fool so low, can't nothing break me. Be great, only way to do great things. Hit hard, only way to make a statement. Come up in our territory, make a payment. Or be in debt with your neck, gotta play. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Homie, this side. Homie, this side. And we gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Remember he say his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Homie, this side. Homie, this side. And we gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Remember he say his squad, 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 his squad.
I hit them boys. We throw them toys. Y'all saying that QB. We them boys. We the realest. We go gorillas. We out here, homie. You gon' feel us. Don't make me come down. In that box. Like I'm red. I'll knock your socks. We don't play y'all boys. Cause we some bullies. We'll take your cookies. Cause y'all some rookies. I'm in the building. Me and Shot Jones. We do lane. We don't play zone. We play that man. So guard your hands. I see your eyes. You're scared,
we
man.
Gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Homie, this side. Homie, this side. And we gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Remember he say his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Homie, this side. Homie, this side. And we gon' defend it. We gon' defend it. Remember he say his squad, 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 his squad.
Man, y'all been part of the Buffet Boys. Shout out Solo D. Shout out to DWA. Let's eat.
Yo, Solo. You know they been saying you gotta make a hit squad part 2. But you know, man, we hungry this time, man. We gotta eat this time.
Back in the beast mode. AFC was trying to rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. Any boys going hard, man, I must say. Try to stay in one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Buffet. Eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the whole line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base like a buffet. Eat stay in one route like the busway. I say and not quote. Go hard or go home is the motto. A pick or a sack is the lotto. Let's cook them like Emerald Lagasso. My bad, Lagasse. He going south, that is not me. Hungry for greatness, so I eat. Stay in my zone like a Bobby. Jumping off the edge like Ian Shaq. Straight pressure, never even back. Protection on the way you gon' get wins. Split through the middle like Wilkins. Got some backers on the back that's gon' back me up. Straight action, we be acting up. Tell Coach Drop his best plan, but it still get snatched by X-Man. Cause we back in the beast mode. AFC was trying to rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. Any boys going hard, man, I must say. Try to stay in one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Buffet. Eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the whole line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base
like a buffet. Eat. Then walk around like a buffet. Eat.
Eating like a buffet, it be a long day. We ain't gon' play. Yeah, them boys green, no subway. Pick the ball off X and BJ. I don't care about what he and she say. That's nonsense. Check the replay. I work overnight and it's early morning, but I'm turned up cause it's game day. They don't really want it with your boy. Old line really get destroyed. Ex-Patriot, Kyle Van Noy. Put him on his butt, hurt hemorrhoids. What's a grown man to a boy? Jam him at the line, dare you to throw it. Discipline coach Brian Flores. Never getting rattled to the boys. Fans better pay attention, even social distance. I got a witness and you know we blissing. But mind your business. Christian Wilkins on the line of scrimmage. Far from timid, push it to the limit, rub it engine. You know we gotta get it, Nick Needle. You know we gonna big it, Van Ginkle. Take it to the business. Fins up till my life is finished. Say it with my chest cause I'm in it. A lie, no why, I admit it. New era, yeah, I division. A win streak, we just keep on winning. So I lose to tell them suck the limit. Bills with the Jets in New England. Miami top dogs where you hit me.
Back in the beast mode. AFC, we tryna rap up the East Coast. Take shots, fall back, then reload. Get the powder, time to slap up these foes. Anytime we hit the field, then we must play. And these boys going hard, man, I must say. Try to stay on one route like the busway. Trying to eat teams up like a buffet. Buffet, eat the offense like a buffet. Eat the quarterback like a buffet. Eat the running back like a buffet. Eat the wide receiver like a buffet. Eat the whole line like a buffet. Eat the coach up like a buffet. Eat the fan base like a buffet. Stand one round like the busway.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited, you gon' notice now. You should notarize it. They say Tua from that rock. Shout out to some more and now it's time to lay the smack down. You think you Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit them with the people's elbows. Stick together like it's Velcro. You think you could stop us? Hell no, all day I dream about sports. I think I need some Chetos. Custom with some Dolphins colors, just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
To a time, to a time. Really hope he the man. Hope we found us a gem. Like the Heat found Bam. Wanna take time to thank Fitz, cause he put on a show. But the young man up, in the whole city know. Time to catch all the blessings. Cash out on the investment. Ball out, don't choke. Fins want all the smoke. Chris Gregg gave hope. Coach flow like spoke. Dan Marino still a GOAT, but to a man on go. Watch to a man throw. Watch to a man scope. Watch to a man dish shoot that we never ever seen before. Fins up, let it win. Boy, I'm ready for a ring. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. It's damn week, use 10.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
So low, so low, so low. so low, so low, so low.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Phins SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
You're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Stephen D right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm your host, Stephen D, once again, and I'm super excited to be hanging out with y'all on this beautiful Monday morning, August 16th. All right. The first preseason game is in the books. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get to it. I'm going to get your take on it this morning, so hang tight because I'm going to put the link in the description here real soon because I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what's going on with y'all. That's what I want to know. I am super excited this morning. Look, check it out. What we got going on today is something that we're really, really excited about. So let's get right to it, man. I want to see you guys hit that like button. That's the first thing I want to see you guys do. Please hit that like button, all right? Make sure you guys hit that like button this morning. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Look, what is going on, everybody? How's everybody's doing? A-Rod says, I'm late. Who's late? He says, someone's late. It ain't me. It ain't me. Not this morning. Actually, it is a little bit me. I had to get some stuff right with the computer, man, the technical stuff. But hey, man, I had the music playing. I had to get y'all pumped for this morning. Look, Steven's got a stylist, yeah, getting his visuals right. Thank you, man. See, Big Drip ENT understands. He gets it. He understands. I appreciate it, man. Douglas Bigler says, "Good morning, Stephen D. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning." What else? What else we got, man? Big Cap is in the building. Cap for life, all day, every day, gentlemen. Good morning. I love everybody in the chat box all early in the morning. Chef Juice says, good morning. Who else we got in here this morning? Waking Blake, Bake, Clock Blockers, Morton, NorCal? You're up this early? Wow, you were on the West Coast, too. You were like 3 hours behind me. I like it. I like it. A-Rod is in the building. Stetson O, Larry, Phins fan panel, what's up? Bob Young. Man, I just want to say hello to everybody, man. What's going on, guys? Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tail Greeter. Do you guys know what Tail Greeter is? No? Let me tell you. The tailgate is a way for fans to express their love and passion for a team and city. The community in the parking lot allows everyone to be themselves no matter where they're from or what team they root for. When it comes down to it, there's no denying the allure of the game day experience, and tailgating is the glue that holds it all together. Follow Tail Greeter on social media at Tail Greeter, and go to tailgreeter.com today and look up East 32 Dolphins Tailgate. You guys need to get in where you fit in. If you guys want to hang out at the #1 tailgate in Miami, make sure you guys go check out East 32 Dolphins Tailgate on tailgreeter.com, okay? Right there in Miami, you guys will see it. It is awesome. It doesn't matter where you live in the country, what game you're going to. If you want to get to a cool tailgate, guys, go to tailgreeter.com, search whatever, game or concert or event that you're going to, and you'll see the tailgates all in that area. And it's awesome. And if you want to buy a ticket to that tailgate, because sometimes they serve food or they have, stuff that they can give away, all that kind of stuff, you guys can do it right there through the site, and it's awesome. Okay, so make sure you guys check that out. Want to give a big shout out again this morning to Roman Soldiers, Hammer, Duke Tomlinson, all the way in Australia. What's up, man? All the way in Australia doing your thing. Super excited about that. Oh, guys, look, if you guys want to sign up to become a member today, make sure you guys join now. All my people that are members so far, get in the chat, just like Chef Juice. Subscribe, like, share, and become a member today. Your seat is waiting for you, okay? Make sure you guys check that out. Super excited about it. Would love for you all to become part of the family. Guys, by the end of tomorrow, I should have a link for everybody that is on DWA loyalty. If you're in that tier for the memberships, I should have a link, a code word for you guys to be able to get discounts off of MiamiSportsMusic.com and all the gear, the latest DWA gear. So be on the lookout for that. What else we got going on? Guys, if you guys want to donate to the channel, you guys can do it one of three ways. You guys can do it through the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is right here. There we go. You guys can do it through PayPal, MSM Podcast Network, or you guys can do it through the Cash App, the $, MSM Podcast Network. Make sure you guys check that out. All right. I want you guys to make sure you guys also follow me on social media at Stephen D. SKPL. You can do that on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you guys can also follow Miami Sports Music on Instagram and Facebook at Miami Sports Music. And also on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. Okay, so there's two handles, Facebook and Instagram, Miami Sports Music, Twitter at MIA Sports Music. So make sure you guys check that out. Want to remind everybody too, if you guys haven't done so already and you guys want to get the latest news and sports news coverage from around the 305, make sure you guys follow 305sports.net and go to 305sports.net. The guys there are absolutely amazing. They got the best sports coverage from high school all the way to the pros. The 305 Sports team has the best news around. So make sure you guys check out 305sports.net. And also check out my man, Jamie Bahamas. He's got new content up there all the time. To read the best Miami Dolphins content on the web, make sure you guys check out our media director, Jamie Bahamas, content on 305sports.net. And also get ready for the season by downloading Talking About Them Dolphins with Jamie Bahamas on all the platforms that you get podcasts from. You can follow Jamie at the Jamie Bahamas. So make sure you guys go do that. All right. All right. Now that we got all that out the way, Chef's Shoe, appreciate it. Stetson O, Big Drip ENC in the building. We got to talk about what everybody wants to talk about, man. Let's talk about that football game. All right. So obviously everybody knows over the weekend, the Miami Dolphins on Saturday had their very first preseason game. They were in Chicago facing the Chicago Bears. So I want to give my take on it, and then I'm going to drop the link in, and then I want you guys to come on, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm also going to be in the chat here looking at your guys' comments to whatever I say. So if you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If you agree with me, tell me you agree with me. If you have your own thoughts or you want to ask a question, let me know, and I'll drop the link in there soon for you guys to get on. So first things first, let me just kind of say overall, I was super stoked to watch a Dolphins football game for the first time in months. I had all my family wearing Dolphins gear. We were pumped up. I was pumped up. I don't know if my family was, but I definitely was. It was exciting to see Tua Tagovailoa. Let's kind of start there, right? So Tua Tagovailoa, 8 for 11, 99 yards, no touchdowns, and one big interception, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But before I do that, my take of Tua was absolutely amazing, right? I think that, that big pass that he hit to Gesicki in stride was awesome. I thought the first team offense, minus the offensive line, which I'll get to in a minute as well, I thought they were great. I thought that they were awesome. There was a lot of things that I like to see. You guys got to remember, there wasn't a lot of wide receivers playing from the A team. We were minus that. We were minus Liam Eschenberg from the offensive line. I'm trying to be optimistic, right? But the number one thing I saw from Tua, just like Douglas Bigler said, is he looked confident. He didn't get rattled. And he looked like he was in control of that offense. And that was just, I'm telling you guys, everything that I told you that I think we were going to see from Tua Tagovailoa over the last few months, in my opinion, came to fruition a little bit on the game on Saturday. And I understand they didn't result in touchdowns. I understand that. But I just think that it's the first preseason game and be happy with what, like, I was real happy to see the progressions that he was making, looking at all the people that were there. And you know, Gesicki looked really, really good. Gesicki also had a big game as well. Two receptions for 56 yards. And the one big one that we know about, right? And so that was good. And then, you know, seeing somebody like Lynn Bowden, who was quiet all training camp, was absolutely amazing. C. Dola says, good teams don't look to win preseason games. What else? Ace per head did a bang-up job on his video on Austin Jackson. I'll have to check that out. I didn't see that. If we can fix this O-line and get a good running back, we will be scary. Guys, I'll be honest. I was not upset with the running backs. Salvon Ahmed, had 6 carries for 40 yards. Myles Gaskins, in my opinion, when he was in, looked really good. He averaged 4.8 yards per carry. The one that I was really disappointed in, and I hope Mark Angelo's listening, I was not impressed with Malcolm Brown. And I understand our offensive line did not look good. Let's get that straight. I thought that they looked really, really, it made me just question everything. It was, I understand for the last 20 years, Miami Dolphin fans, we have been talking about getting a real offensive line in here, and we haven't done it. And it pisses me off. And I know, you go to Wade's, social media, and he's posting signs on Saturday. We should have drafted Penei Sewell. Remember that. I love you, buddy. But look, let's get something straight. The Dolphins are going to address the offensive line. It's going to get worked out. It's not going to be the best offensive line of football this year. But it will be one that can take us into the playoffs and win us a lot of football games, as long as they stay healthy. And what did I see to make me say that? I would say that Mark Angelo says, don't look at my receipt yet. I've not been that high on Malcolm Brown. I could be wrong. He had 9 carries for 8 yards. He averaged 0.9 yards per carry. Now, granted, the offensive line was not good. But when Gaskins was in my opinion, and I only know he had 4 carries, he just looked better. Gaskin looked better. He 100% did. And so did Salvon Ahmed. And, that's my take, on the running game. But it's hard to have a running game that as soon as you get to the offensive line, the defensive players are in the backfield. I can't get mad at that. Yeah, Austin Jackson has to get better with his blocking in all areas. I went back to watch the highlights last Saturday night. He was getting beat up a lot. I understand that. O-line cost us a touchdown second time in the goal line. No doubt about it, guys. We had 1st and goal in the red zone and couldn't get in. Couldn't punch it in. And it was pure on the offensive line on that. There's no doubt about it. I couldn't get mad at Tua for it. Couldn't get mad at Tua for that. Let's talk about Tua's interception. Tua's interception, watching, number one, that drive was so good. The drive was so good. It was just a real nice drive. Even the drive before it where we didn't punch it into the end zone. That was a good drive. So Tua was showing me stuff that I'm like, man, we do this all year, boy. It's going to be a fun year to watch some Miami Dolphins football, right? So I was really impressed with that. And we drive the ball downfield. We're getting close to the red zone. And he throws an interception. Now let's talk about this play. So we go to this interception, and the question is, does the wide receiver, should he have come back for it or tried to step up to grab the ball from Tua? Now, I'm not going to make an excuse for Tua. Tua should not have thrown that football. at all. He was trying to thread the needle. And I will 100% give blame to Tua. The question is there more blame to go around? And safety never took Tua's bait. You're right. And if you look at Tua's eyes, any safety, any good secondary person is going to look at Tua's eyes and see that pass is coming. And so that was something that you have to look. Resounding no, Larry said. D-Dub says, I saw Dieter do a commendable job. Let's stomp on the brakes pertaining to Malcolm Brown. The Bears' Ogletree was in the backfield on 5 of his 9 rushing attempts. Look, I understand that. I get that. But Gaskins was facing the same defense on the same offensive line and still in his 4 carries found a way to get through it. Not too much you can do when you only get 4 carries, right? So what I saw was good. It was a bad pass, but all quarterbacks make bad passes. Long as it ain't habitual, we're fine. He was a tad late on the throw. Yeah, I get it. I get that. I'm not mad at 100% at him for trying to make that pass. Because if you look at 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of the passes on Saturday, if they weren't on the money and in the right place, they never would have been completions. So let's get something straight. Tua's accuracy went up. He was not making the passes that he made on Saturday last year. Because last year he would not have seen those guys as open. So there was passes that were made on Saturday that as the first quarter went on, as the 3 drives that he was on went on, his confidence got higher and higher. So that interception brought him back down to earth. Now, I'm not mad that they took him out either. I thought that 3 drives was enough. I would have liked to have seen him, though, end on a positive note instead of negative, but I do think it'll give him something to munch on, right? So, and who cares about preseason? We were up 13-0. 13-0. And if you look at the first team offenses against the first team defenses and vice versa for both teams, Miami just looked better. Miami looked better on all accounts, and we're missing a lot of people on both sides of the ball. So if you look at that, Miami did their thing. Let's forget the third and fourth quarter of the second and third stringers, because here's the reality: on the offensive side of the ball for Miami was playing with second teamers on their first string, especially at the wide receiver position, right? So I'm not mad, and our offense looked good. Okay, the O-line let's have some patience. Let's have some faith that Flores is going to make the necessary moves, and so is Greer. That's going to be okay. Tank McBride says, I love how aggressive Tua was. I think people are missing on that. He was very aggressive. I'm telling you, he was not making those passes last year at all. Chef Shu says, exactly, Stephen D. He's confident and improving. Honestly, we are going to be honest. Our first and our second would have got 27-3 lead against Bears if Tua would have got that touchdown to Adam and the O-line helped our running back to a touchdown and that goal. All day. 100% agree with that. And to the defense's point, the defense had a lot of people missing from it too. X wasn't playing, Byron wasn't playing, Beagle wasn't playing, Ginkle wasn't playing, right? Like let's call a spade a spade. That's 4 people from our starting offense out of 11 that our second team was playing with the first team. So which means that the third team, when the second and third teams came in, we're going down on the roster, right? So let's talk about I want to come back to everything, and I'm going to come back to everything. Let's talk about the defense. our defense, our first team defense of what was there looked amazing. Guys, we held them at halftime to 3 points. To 3 points. And you know, I totally think that at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins knew exactly what they were doing, had the player were in the right personnel packages in, and like, I don't care if Justin Fields was in there from the beginning. I still feel like it would have been that way. Now let's talk about Justin Fields. So as usual, the Miami Dolphins gets no credit from the national media because all I heard over the weekend is Justin Fields is going to be the next whoever. He's amazing. He's awesome. He's going to start over Andy Dalton. He's going to be the man in Chicago. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I don't want to put anybody down to prop ourselves up. But the reality is Justin Fields, who is good, was playing against third stringers most of the game. All right. He was playing against guys that are deep in our chart, and he was running all over them. And we were also playing without, any game film on the guy for the NFL. Remember last year? I truly think we lost that first game last year against the Patriots, not because the Patriots were the better team, but because we had no game film of what Cam Newton would be like in a Belichick offense. We had nothing to go on. Plus, there was no preseason and no training camp last year. So it's kind of tough to prepare for an NFL game without understanding what you're going to come up against. That's part of the NFL. Game film, preparation, all that. So Justin Fields, if we were to play Chicago in the regular season, Justin Fields would not have had as good a day as he had yesterday. And I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just calling it like I see it. There's no way that would have happened. Because he would have been playing against our first team defense, and our first team defense would have had a freaking field day. He would have had a field day against him. Cameron 954, shout out to Cameron. Fields wasn't great at all versus our number one defense. I agree. The ones beat the Bears 13-3, and we gave them one first down. Let's keep it moving, everyone. Fins up. Yeah, and Tim and Wendy, look, I understand that, and I agree with you. But the reality is there were people, Dolphins Twitter, and here's the thing. Watching the second half, I watched every second and every down of that game. Watching the second half was real deflating. I'm not going to say that it wasn't. It was deflating because I was so high from that first half, and then we literally did nothing that second half in the offense. Fields was running up and down the team. To the national media, Justin Fields is who they thought he was. If they're going to crown him, they crown him. But he was who they thought he was. I agree, Doug. I agree. The national media had a field day with him, and they thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not mad at it. I just think, hey, he was facing second, third, even fourth string guys that are not going to be on this team at all. If you go yesterday, let's talk about special teams. So, by the way, I just want to say for everyone, Waddle was the first person out on returning kicks. Waddle. Who called that? I did. I mean, it's not a big call, but he looked really, really good. Okay? He looked good, right? So, he had one kickoff for 24 yards, but it was a good 24 yards, let me tell you. Okay? Shaquem Grant, though, he looked good as well, okay? He had 3 returns, and his longest one was 34 yards, right? And so, by the way, Waddles was great for the one that he had, but Grant definitely was trying to keep his job. Grant is playing for his job. Grant knows that he is on that borderline. 100%. Even LeBron James said he looked good. LMAO. Talking about Fields, Roman? You talking about Tua? I'm sure you're talking about Justin Fields. Media hyping Fields like he's the next Russell Wilson and bashing Tua for one bad mistake. I said the moment that Tua threw the interception that the national media was going to be all over that. And they weren't going to see how great he looked in that first half. And not only how great he looked, how bad the offensive line looked, which makes, in my opinion, him look all that much more better. So, just got to find out where you're going to be at. EM Dolphin fan says, fins up. All right, I want to start bringing you guys on here. I want to hear from you. You guys have heard enough from me. I want to hear from you and hear what you guys have to say. If you guys want to ask me a question, put it in the chat box. I want to hear from you. But I just went ahead and put in the link. So come on, let's come on. I want to hear your thoughts of the game, what you thought of Tua, what you thought of special teams. I want to get you, the fans' perspective on the game on Saturday. This is a little Monday morning quarterback for you guys. You guys feel free to get anything you want off your chest. If you want to bash, the offensive line, bash the offensive line. If you thought Tua was amazing, say Tua was amazing. If you didn't, say you didn't. Whatever. I'm here for it. I want to hear from you. So come on, let's get on. Let me hear from you. Colin Cowturd is the worst. His opinions are trash. What did he say? I didn't even look at it. Pete was on TD's channel and gave Tua some credit, but still thinks Waddle is a wasted pick. No, here's the reality. They think Waddle's a wasted pick because they didn't go after Penei Sewell because of how bad the offensive line looks. But you know how you guys say all the time, why would we bash another draft pick to prop up Tua? Why would we bash Herbert to prop up Tua, right? Why would we bash Waddle to prop up, an offensive lineman? In my opinion, that's the same theory. That's what I think. There's no reason to bash Waddle. Waddle's a great pick. Waddle's going to change the field in games. He's going to be a huge guy in games. Guys, here's the other thing too. Remember, our top 4 wide receivers minus Waddle did not even play in this game. So it's I'm going to call it like I see it. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to look good. Let's see here. Lynn Bowden had 4 receptions for 47 yards. I just want to say Lynn Bowden was excellent. Lynn Bowden is somebody who wants to make this team and showed out why he has a shot to make this team. I loved it. I loved every second of it, Salvin Ahmed definitely made his, a dent on why he's going to make the club. Who else up here looked really, really good yesterday? Let's talk about Noah. Noah Igbenogany had two really, really good plays yesterday. On Saturday that I thought were like, oh man, he looked good. And then there was 1 or 2 plays where Noah was like, what are you doing, Noah? You got straight beat. So this is what I'll say about Noah. Noah looked like in a couple of the plays in the beginning that he improved from last year because he was not making that play last year. But there was another couple of plays where it was like, well, that's the Noah that I remember from last year, and that's the Noah that I know. So I think Noah's improving. I think he's getting better. And I think that, again, Byron and X didn't play. He didn't play. So, I think Noah's going to be fine. Let's just say that. Noah is still a piece of clay, but the clock is ticking on him. EM says, I agree 100%. What else did I see yesterday that made me really happy? Duke Riley had a great game yesterday. On Saturday. I keep saying yesterday, but on Saturday. You guys know what I mean. Duke Riley looked really good. He's somebody that's going to be safe for the first round of cuts. If you're asking me, Nick Needham looked really good. Nick Needham, boy, that entire secondary looked pretty decent. Pretty decent. So I was really impressed with that. I would have liked to seen a couple of interceptions. I think there were some times that looked good. EM says Michael Parladay, I don't know how to say his last name, made me happy. I agree. Good punter. Good punter. Dieter got killed. A lot of people on the O-line got killed, Marty. A lot of people got killed on the entire offensive line. So we'll have to see about that. Guys, I am putting the link in the chat. Guys, come on. I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? I want to hear your reaction from the game on Saturday. Anything you guys want to talk about, let's talk about it. Cameron954 says, Duke got beat badly on the touchdown to the tight end, misread the tight end rub, and missed his assignment. Still a young guy. But he looked good most of the time. He got a lot of playing time, and for the most part, in my opinion, did good. And on the play that he got killed, it was a big one. Same thing with Tua. Tua, on the play that he really messed up, he messed up in a big way. EM Dolphin says Nick Needham was outstanding. Nick Needham, I didn't know if he was going to make this team about 72 hours ago, and now I know he's making this team. What was your take on Javon Holland? I didn't hear his name a lot, but when I did hear it, it was good. So I want to see him play more in the second game. Look, he's still young. But I think he only gets better with all the playing time he gets. The more playing time he gets, the better he's going to be. Duke Riley will be cut, Joe Nichols Sr. says. I don't know about that. There are definitely some cuts that will happen. Dieter played well. What are you talking about? EM Dolphin fan said. As far as I'm concerned, nobody on the offensive line proved themselves. At least everybody made one or two mistakes, if not more than that. So there were a lot of now I have not gone back and looked at the game film. Let's get that straight. I'm going purely based on breaking it down in the game as I saw it. But from what I can remember is everybody made at least one or two big mistakes that led to something bad happening on the O-line. And that includes Hunt. Omar Castro, are we going to see Wilson and Parker next game? I hope so. I hope we see everybody next game. I would have liked to see Shaquem Griffin's name more. He did have 3 assisted tackles. But I mean, I want to hear Shaquem more. Let's see. Dieter played well in the moments, but got blown up a few times. It was the run blocking that was messed up. The pass blocking was decent. Yeah, but we need it all to be decent. Hammer says, I saw Dieter on the ground a few times. Hunt was the only one who really impressed me. He was on the ground almost every snap. Jones will be gone by November 3rd. Talking about Brandon Jones? Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be Kirk Merritt. I would have loved to seen Kirk Merritt's name more. Kirk Merritt, if I'm correct, didn't have any receptions. But I want to say he got the ball thrown to one time. But I would have liked to seen his name more. Jackson looks the same as last year. Talking about Austin. Look, we can say so many things about the offensive line. When it comes to the offensive line, when Tua was able to move around read his progressions, make really good throws. Tua made one bad mistake. One mistake that was really bad. That was it. That was it. In my opinion, it's the only negative thing that you can say about Tua. One play that unfortunately stuck out bigger than everything else because there wasn't enough time to do anything else. And when they were in the red zone, they were running the ball. So that's not on Tua. That's not on Tua. Saxman J. Will says Dieter got dominated. Yep. 100%. All right, let's bring in Larry to the stream. What's up, Larry?
Hold on a second. Let me just mute myself on the other. Okay. Hey, Steven, what's up?
What's going on, man? Good morning to you. Happy Monday.
Excellent Monday morning for us Dolphin fans. And as usual, we want to harp on the negatives that we perceive as negatives.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm watching NFL Network this morning. And what's the guy named Schrager going on the
Kyle Schrager.
Yeah, 10 second-year players that he expects to improve. And I'm listening to what about Tua? What about these other players that we have? Then I realize, because you know why? Those other teams' media is not so constantly negative about there. So that's what Schrager and National, they rely on the Omars, the Shads, and the Armando Salgueros to understand what's going on here. They don't have the time to be in depth because there's 32 teams in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So they hear what the media, all the negative and very little of the positive when it comes out. Or like I say, they take it out of, they don't put context to a negative. Point in case, right? Dieter actually played well overall. Okay. He really did. I have no concerns with Dieter. What was the number one concern about Dieter as a center, guys?
Pass blocking.
Pass blocking. Yeah. You go back and look. He was excellent in pass blocking. Okay. Our problem is pass blocking. Quite frankly, it's just Austin Jackson. Got to get his shit together. So yeah, that's it. So Dieter also the run game. People were blasting him for being on the ground one time, which is actually a chop block. I mean, that's got to the point it was that ridiculous. It was a clear chop block, and people were going there. No, he's gotta in the run game. Yeah, he's gotta maintain his block. Let's put it that way, and not get pushed down to the ground or pushed back. But guys, it's all positive for me because my number one concern. Maybe you guys don't think like I do. My number one concern is keeping Tua healthy. Okay,
and he was.
Dieter was outstanding in pass blocking yesterday. Matter of fact, not once, my friend, did I see a pass rusher push Dieter back in the pocket. Unlike us guys complain about Karras. Oh yeah, Karras didn't allow a block, but all the time he's being pushed back into Tua's or Fitzpatrick's lap. Okay, not once did I saw that from Dieter in that game. So take heart, guys. The positive outweighs the negative. You wanna have post-traumatic stress syndrome? Go ahead, but do it for the right reason. That right reason is Jackson's got to get his act together.
Yeah, look, I mean, I tell people all the time, the first sitting at halftime, the score is 13-3. I really enjoyed what I saw from Tua. Even the Jacoby drive there at the end, it was like, you know what? We look good. I really enjoyed what we're looking at. We're going to be fine, right? And then the second half came. And then it was
please, Steven.
Atrocious.
Please, Steven.
But hey, look, let's get something straight. Hold on, Larry. I get it. It's preseason. But everybody watched all four quarters because they were excited. And that third and fourth quarter was deflating to watch, and I think that's why fans got down.
Oh God! You know what, Steven? I hope you just pointed out the fans, and that's not your feeling.
No, it's not me. In any way, shape, or form, that's not me.
Here's the real thing the coaches need to concern about, and you need to concern about, right? Thank you, Reason. I saw your tweet, and you opened my mind to it, right? As a whole, the offensive line was atrocious in the second. It's the second half, right? Mostly blocking for Brissett. So that's the second and third strings there, right? So here I am. I'm worried about, oh, my God, our backup is trash. But Reason pointed out that actually two of the players actually graded out very well, Skura and Ilaminor. Okay.
And real quick, let me just touch on that. Jacoby Tua's just that much better than Jacoby.
Oh,
It's not that
let me tell you
Jacoby
something. I
played
love Jacoby. You
trash.
know that. Yeah.
It's not that, and I didn't say that you were saying that, but
Mhm.
it's not that Jacoby was trash.
Mhm.
It's just you could clearly see the talent level from quarterback 1 to quarterback 2.
Yeah, but what I was getting at, okay. So here we are, we're trashing because we're seeing the total picture. We're not seeing the individual battles, right? Individual battles. I didn't, I haven't gone back and look at the individual battles on the second team. But if Skura and Longminor play well, guess what? That's all positive at that point because those are going to be the players that we hope are on our team in 53, giving us quality backup. Because when I was watching the game, I was concentrating. I was worried. My two main worries coming out was our backup offensive line and our backup linebackers did not play well as a unit, and no one that I could. You said Riley did. I made a nice play or two, but on the whole, he did not play very well, in my opinion. So I'm concerned about the backup now.
He had 4 tackles
hold on.
and 2 assisted tackles.
Yeah, but it's all more than just tackle assist, not being in the right spot at the right time and missing tackles there. I saw too that said that also. But that's for more detailed study. Nobody can really. But my first impression, the O line, second O line, it's like we were in trouble. Our backups, not anymore. Okay, I still need a quality backup left tackle. Okay, because I'm just not going to go with Pankey as a backup left tackle. But the truth is, the ones that were trash were the ones that are not going to be on the football team. Okay, that will cause. Remember, the O-line, one breakdown is all you need to spoil a whole play. So, from what Reason brought up, all of a sudden I'm more comfortable about our backup offensive lineman. We got a potential quality backup in Skuran for the center, potential quality backup guard. I don't know why Dolphins haven't tried them / right tackle Luminor, right? But again, my concern is like it's always been, who's going to be the backup tackles, especially if Jesse Davis starts. So take that for this, guys. That's what I'm looking for. It's season, okay. All it matters is remember they're not scheming anything. All it matters is the mano a mano plays of your first team and the 50 players that are going to be in your 53-man roster. So yes, in the run game, and we got to keep this in mind. The Bears 7, right? It's one of the best in football, and it's deep. It's not just the starters. I mean, people because Eddie Goldman didn't start, but the guy Chris, whatever his name, Sungis or whatever his name is pronounced, is actually damn good one in his own right as well. So mano a mano, look, we have problems. Hopefully, we can scheme to help out to create that. But that's the negative I take away. But on the whole, number one priority accomplished. They gave Tua.
Let me call
Austin Jackson. Oh, come on, Austin, buddy, you got the talent.
Let me call out some particular name players, and I just want to get your thoughts on the game. All right, you ready? Noah Igbenogany.
Solid all around. Okay, but you can still, like you said, still need some technique work, ground around to make a play on the ball. But I'm very encouraged from what I saw, and that's what preseason. I want to see improvement as it goes on. So, still have high hopes for him. I mean, high hopes. I still have hopes he'll be a good corner, but I have high hopes he could be a very, very good corner in this league.
Javon Holland.
Wasn't a factor because the flow of the game actually didn't dictate that. We saw him playing free safety like McCain. Didn't use him in any exotic schemes that we probably will see. So not a very hard, nothing to really read into a positive or negative.
Lynn Bowden.
Where did he come from? All of a sudden, he's looking. I mean, you hear, and I'm sure that they're reporting accurately because you don't hear positives being called out during all the play-by-play blows for our beat reporters. So where did he come from? All of a sudden, bounce back.
It was a good one though.
Coming into the season, personally, it was Bowden's roster spot to lose, and he was losing in that roster spot. Maybe
because you never heard his name the entire training camp.
Exactly.
Comes out of nowhere.
And when we did, it was negative, right? A drop here, a miss. Yeah. So, like I said, coming into training camp, it was his roster spot to lose, and he was doing everything coming up into this game, losing it. Looks like he's straightened it out, but he still has to have a strong rest of the camp to assure a spot in this roster.
Jakeem Grant.
Disappeared. I mean, look, guys, I'm not going to get high excited or depressed about his punt return. That's what he does. Okay, so what do you expect? You shocked that he had great punt returns? Come on, he's a pro bowler as a punt returner. But his problem is as a receiver, and he contributed nothing. Now I have no idea why. But with all the receivers out, he was. Matter of fact, he missed a block in one of the Malcolm Brown's situation there. We want to talk about, but nothing I saw to change my mind that they're going to try to trade him.
My second favorite player on the roster behind Tua, Mac Hollins.
Wow, is that your second best player?
I love Mac. I love.
That talks a lot about you, my friend.
I just love him. I love his energy. I love his off the field stuff.
Schmuck, second best player. You know who's my second best player?
My second favorite player.
I know. I'm only kidding. He's like my fifth best favorite player. No. Guys, he's making this team. Forget about it.
Yeah,
forget about it. You know, people say, look, guys, he's not a number one receiver. You don't need a number one receiver out of your fifth receiver. Okay. He was my seventh receiver because of special teams gunners, but he probably put himself up to the fifth because, guys, remember last year what receiver had the two biggest plays last year for the team? It wasn't Parker. It wasn't Preston. It was Mac Hollins. Right. So if you come
the
in,
biggest game.
Right, he come in as a wide receiver, contribute, and then continue to be that special gunner. There's no way they're cutting him, so forget about it.
Forget about it. All right, Malcolm Brown.
A lot better than you gave him credit. Go back and look at the tape.
I was not impressed, but I also,
you know what? Because
I also give him the benefit of the doubt that our offensive line
right?
sucked.
Okay, you did right. Okay, on my show, thank you, Dudley, do wrong. I don't know if you saw, he went over it. You could see, and you yourself said it. That drives me nuts. What are you supposed to do when the offensive line, the line is not doing their job?
Yeah, but the same offensive line is the same offensive line that Ahmed and Gaskin have.
This is what I saw, right? There were plays he should have had for the loss, but somehow came up with 3 or 4 yards on a play. The one were plays that there was no hole. I mean, your lead blockers go blocking your lineman. I mean, what was that all about at the goal line, right? He was following. Probably, I'm not an expert in any way, but usually in the goal line, your running back's first instinct is to follow your lead blocker, right? So what the hell was he doing, blocking Kinley and David and Jackson on one side instead of going into the hole and taking up the
I get the offensive line, but when Salvin Ahmed and Myles Gaskin one averaged 4.8
you didn't read
yards,
my
and the other
chat,
averaged
buddy.
6.7 with the worst offensive line.
You didn't read my chat, okay? First of all, I want to say this. Malcolm Brown did have one rep that was inexcusable. One, he stuttered, okay? In one play, he could decide which way to go in a hole, right? Can't do that in the NFL. Okay, pick a hole, no matter what, right or wrong, pick a hole and go. He stuttered, and what should have been a nice gain of 5 yards either way, he turned it into a no gain or even a slight loss there. That was on him, not on the line. Okay. I'm sorry, I lost the question. What was my train of thought?
I mean, we were talking about Malcolm Brown and why I think that I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because the offensive line looked atrocious. But Ahmed and Gaskin had that same offensive line and clearly looked better.
Part of it, Steven, is they were running a vanilla offense, okay? And Malcolm Brown was unfortunately, which I have now coined, and I'm going to put my copyright on it, right? They ran a Chan Gailey offense in the first 2 series, right? This offensive line is not good enough to just run up the middle when the team knows you're going to run up the middle, okay? Malcolm Brown had no choice. Surprisingly, Tua throws that wonderful throw to Gesicki, opens up the offense. All of a sudden, Gaskin finds hole. It goes hand in hand, my friend. You're forcing the defense from not playing solely the run. That helps open up holes. That way, by the way, that's what happened last year. Our running game, by tail third of the season, back end of the season last year, was actually pretty good overall when you look at the stats. But when they failed was exactly that, because I told you, right, guys? Go back and look at it. What was Chan Gailey's offense? First play of the game, run it up between the tackles. Second play, run up. Don't care if it's successful. Every single game he did that. Okay, and our offensive line is not good enough to do that. It would be even hard for Tennessee to open up holes when your team knows that's what you're going to do. So it's a vanilla offense. Brown, unfortunately, was the recipient of the offensive line looking bad and also the play calling. So EM says Brown looked sluggish. There's only one. Go back and look. I mean, a couple of those plays, he prevented losses because of his ability, strength, and actually gained a few positive yards. And I do agree in a couple of snaps, particularly that one he did. Like I said, he just tried to play happy feet. He could decide where to go, and he's not that type of running back. That's not his style to do that.
All right, next player, Christian Wilkins.
Pretty damn good game. Next.
Yeah. Yep.
Next.
No, I agree.
Enough said. Not going to even entertain people who don't know football talking about that.
Let's talk about tight ends. Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Chris Myrick. I thought Gesicki obviously looked amazing, but I just want to point out to everybody, Gesicki made those plays from the slot position, not the tight end position.
You got that right. That's my concern.
And that's what I've been telling people. Guys, I have no problem with Gesicki, but he's not a tight end.
Guys, I criticize people for reporters out there and people sometimes for not being too overly negative and not positive enough. This is the one time. What the? Are you being so positive about Gesicki? That's what he does.
Yep.
Okay, it's nothing to get. Not my book. It's nothing to get excited about in preseason. If he didn't do that, then we would have the real problem to talk about. And like you said, I've been saying all along, people are expecting Gesicki to have a giant year. The only way he has a giant year is if what happened today happens. All four of our receivers are out.
Yep.
Top receivers are out. Other than that, come on, you're going to take away from Waddle. You're going to take away from Albert Wilson. Oh, throw in Lynn Bowden in there. And occasionally they put a wide receiver in the slot also. I don't think they'll have to do that this year. Will Fuller, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not going to get a whole lot of reps unless disaster strikes, which nobody wants to do.
What about the other guys in the tight end room? Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Chris Myrick?
Smythe was Smythe. I saw some good blocking. But again, that I have to see the game over in more detail because I'm not concentrating. Myrick, come on, guys. He's not making this roster.
I know. Yep.
I know. It's a waste of my breath to even talk about it. You guys want to talk about it? Knock yourself dead. Waste of my breath. You know what? Maybe you know what the negative is? He's probably, if he plays like this, he'll play off out of the practice squad.
Yeah. Yep. Shaheen,
look, I mean, yeah, we saw him open. We saw him. Should have had that. Wait a minute. I'm not going to take it back. From the angle I saw originally, because Dudley didn't have it in his replay, I thought that was on his fingertips, not his hands. So, yeah, I would like to see a pro make great fingertip catches, but I'm not going to ditch him either for not making that catch. If that was the case, it was just off his fingertip. If it wasn't his hands, Dudley Durham's spot on. That's not on Tua. That was on Shaheen. You got to make that catch.
Let's talk about punt returners. So Jakeem Grant had 3 for 50 yards. Malcolm Perry had 3 for 30. And Jalen Waddle had the big 1 for 24 in the beginning. But it looked like Jakeem Grant was like, you're not taking my job just yet. Let's go.
Hey, go ahead, have fun with it. To me, that's just Jakeem Grant being Jakeem Grant. Mm-hmm. It's not, in long run, it's not going to change the decision what this coaching staff and GM has to go through. Yeah. So, like I said, they're going to try and look to trade him or, guys, whenever I talk like this, guys, if you don't know me by now, I don't like it when you people say, well, what about injuries? Whenever I make a statement, it's always with that caveat. This is football, okay? Mm-hmm. But unless absence of any kind of major injury, I just don't see how they can fit in Grant on this team. Now, it could happen. We know Preston Williams more than likely going to pup. That'll open up one spot. And anybody else going to pup, which we don't want, guys. I wish we should. But if that doesn't happen, how is he going to make this team? Especially Waddle showed you why everybody's so excited in the one play.
No, I 100% agree. All right, real quick, let me hit the reset button. You guys are watching Clock Blockers, Miami Sports Music's podcast network, #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. Guys, if you have not done so already, hit that like button, okay? Mm-hmm. There's
Absolutely.
70 plus y'all watching, only 46 likes. It's free. It does not cost you anything to hit that like button. Please hit that like button. It helps out. It helps everything. So, guys, hit that like button.
Yes, Steven asked me, why do we have to tell people to hit that like button? I mean, I understand if you know what, even if you don't like Steven, hit the dislike button. Now, YouTube always counts them equally. I just let you
Yeah.
know, but I don't know. I
It's an
shouldn't say that.
algorithm
Maybe
in
Steve
order
don't like it, right? But hey,
that's hey, that's fine. But
yeah.
the algorithm that YouTube has in order for more people to get notified about, hey, if you are searching
Mhm.
Dolphins content, here's Dolphins content. Guys, hit the like button. It helps out tremendously.
Yes, it does.
Also, guys, want to remind everybody, if you want to come on, I want to hear from you. I don't just want to hear from
Please.
Larry. All right. I love Larry, but I want to hear from you guys
Yeah,
too.
I'm tired of hearing my own voice too. But the only one I'm more tired of hearing is your voice solo. So come on, guys, come up here, guys. Guys, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock because, in case you don't know, I'm gonna be I'm gonna go to Miami tomorrow, and I'm gonna be attending the scrimmage games with the Falcons and also the attending. So, guys, come on board. You got 18 minutes to get up here before I have
I
to
do
dump
want to
out of here.
remind everybody Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, TD Fins Talk will be on here live from training camp. He will give us the camera view all the way leading up right till practice.
Hmm.
And then at practice, he'll go off and he'll do his Twitter thing. And we'll be following Twitter all day long. So got a big week ahead of
Hmm.
training camp
Yep.
with the
And
with,
I'm
with
going to be
TD.
short. And I'm going to be sure to ambush TD down there.
That'll be a lot of
Love you,
fun.
TD.
All right, so let's kind of go back to talking about while we wait for more people to come on. Let's talk about Nick Needham. Nick
Hmm.
Needham looked great.
Yes, he
Looked
did.
absolutely wonderful.
Yes, he did. And like I said, it's one of the um, understated training camp battles that I love to watch and see how Needham and Cole, even before the preseason game. Come on, Nick Needham was an excellent slot corner last year, whether you believe it or not. And Coleman has that reputation that he had basically a bad year last year, the COVID year. But if he comes up to where to play the way he played before last year, it's exactly what's happening now. It's going to be an awesome battle for that slot spot.
Guys, just so you know, yes, the Falcons inner squad is Wednesday and Thursday, but tomorrow there is practice
Oh, good.
at 9:45 a.m. And so TD will be there, and he will be on with us live in the morning leading up to it. So it'll be fun. All right, let's go to Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe, I thought, had a really good game as well.
Yeah, surprised. I mean, everybody acts like a surprise. Rowe was outstanding last year, except for a couple of games, and yeah, a couple of the best in the game, and one of them, Darren Waller and Derek Carr, was just unreal. I mean, there was not much he could do with that. I mean, remember, go back, literally throwing just out of fingertip reach of Rowe, and that's what Waller extending all the way up there, his arms all the way up there to catch it at his fingertips. I mean, what is Rowe supposed to do in that game? That's what you guys want to harp
Exactly.
upon. Rowe had a great year last year, whether you believe it or not. This is not surprising to me, guys.
All right, let's bring in somebody else to the stream. Our girl, Pamela. What's up, Pamela?
Hey, Pam, what's up?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing better now that you're here. So talk
Thank
to me. What's
you.
up? Let me get your thoughts. You know, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I have so many thoughts. Not that you thought otherwise. Um, so one of the things that I took away after the game was my disappointment in some of my fellow fans. Not that you had to agree with my take on the game, but that you would be so negative, like you couldn't find one thing good to say out there, and all the people talking about Fields, outplaying Tua. It's like, have you seen the game? Did you actually see who was playing when Fields was on the field? I mean, I just was very disappointed. My takes from the game were, number one take was the offense stayed on the field. You think about that. Was that not our biggest problem last year? The defense stayed on the field and couldn't, you know, get a break because the offense was never on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So the offense was on the field. Did we get the kind of production that we might have wanted from a running game? No, although I thought Gaskins did really well. I also thought that if you don't have the top wide receivers out there, then you don't have those choices. So they kind of know what you're going to do. So it was kind of predictable. They're running a vanilla playbook. To me, it was just
the offense wasn't going to show anything. You're 100% right about that. And here's the other thing, to go to your thing about the running game, right? Here, let's talk about reality. If Myles Gaskin and Salvin Ahmed in the regular season averages 4.8 yards per carry and 6.7 yards per carry, nobody's talking anything about the offensive line, because those are great stats that all of us would be willing to live with on an average per game from our running backs. Would you agree?
Absolutely. So, and then my point about the receivers, our top receivers not being out there, my point about that is that if those guys are out there, then the defense has to cover that. And it probably takes, more guys to cover those two guys. So therefore, the running game is going to be even better because, they got to cover more.
Yep.
I mean,
100%.
It's just simple math. Nick Needham, man, wow. Totally impressed.
He looks day and night better from last year to this year.
He does. I was totally impressed with him. I was so happy to see him. You could just tell the fire that our defense was playing with. I mean, were they not just on fire?
They looked really, really good. Here's a reality too. We still didn't have Byron. We didn't have X. We didn't have who else didn't play yesterday?
Agba.
Emmanuel Agba didn't play. Jalen Phillips didn't play. Guys, I'm just telling you right now, if we look that good with our first team yesterday, imagine what happens when those guys are on the field. It's going to be shut down. We're going to have top 3 defense in the NFL, and I'll go as far to say I think we're going to have the best defense in the NFL. That's just me.
I 100% agree, because not only did those guys that did play look great, but they were on fire. They were passionate. When you play passionate, not out of your head, but passionate, you're going to be better. And so this is where it made me so mad about some Dolphins fans. I put that in quotes because
not all Dolphins fans, some.
Some. So saying that, same old team. It's like, if you don't understand what's on the field, maybe you should keep your mouth shut. And
y'all got Pam riled up. Y'all got Pam riled up this morning. I'm just saying.
You have no idea how riled up I was last night. I was telling somebody
you were on Dolphins Twitter, and it got to you, didn't it?
I was on Dolphins Facebook, but it got to me because I got this one guy telling me I don't know anything about football, and I'm like, how do you? He tells me, tell me what you know about football. How do you answer that question?
There's a quarterback and a running back and wide receivers. Come on, that's what I would have done. I would have
questioned that. I mean, that's just such a stupid question.
That's how you answer it. It's a stupid question.
That's what I did answer.
So Coach Flores, you can't say that to the media, so you got to do it in a discreet way like he does with Omar. Yeah, Omar? You have to take the question from this moron.
All right, guys, I want to bring somebody else into it. My man, Rashad Brown. What's up, Rashad?
Hey, Rashad.
How y'all doing this morning?
Pretty good, man. Good morning to you. Happy Monday. Want to get your thoughts on everything. What are your thoughts on the game on Saturday? The floor is yours. Anything you want to talk about from Saturday?
Sad thing about it is I was working.
You didn't get to watch the game?
Nah, I just got promoted. I could have watched the game, but
you got promoted. All right. Shout out to Rashad. Get that money, man. Get that paycheck.
I have like zero signal, so the only thing I was like relying on was Twitter and like little pieces of highlights. When I finally got home, I like jumped on YouTube, seen the highlights. I missed the whole game. I was ecstatic by Tua's performance.
Tua had one bad play. That was it. Tua looked amazing otherwise.
Even on that play, I feel like Shaheen should have attacked the ball.
That's right. It wasn't Gesicki. It was Shaheen. Pamela, real quick, I want to bring Pamela back in. Do you think that was on Shaheen or Tua or both?
I really saw that on Shaheen.
All right. Larry, what about you?
Guys, look at the play closely. That was on Tua. Okay,
yeah, I agree. I thought it was on Tua.
Let me tell you. Let me get. If you guys haven't seen the behind the all 22 event type look, you could see 5 yards. It was around the 10-yard line, Steven, and just to give some content, somewhere around that. Yeah, so somewhere around the 5-yard line. Shaheen already had the linebacker beat. That ball has to be out at that point.
Yeah.
For some reason, Tua was looking that way. For some reason, somebody was speculating was trying to look off the safety. Well, he should have known where the safety was because it was a single high safety at the snap, so he should have known where he was. At that point, that ball should have been gone. And this nonsense about Shaheen should come, I don't know, unless he's a super gifted athlete that can all of a sudden come out of a rut and then start running back. I don't get it.
Here's what I'll say about Shaheen, right? Like, do I think Shaheen could have come back? Yes, I do. But we all bitched and moaned when receivers weren't doing that for Tannehill, right? We were all saying that for Tannehill, right? But the reality was Tannehill could never get it there. So you can't have one without the other, right? So in my opinion, that's on Tua. I think it's 100% on Tua.
Guys, you're asking Shaheen to do something. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of ridiculous when you look at it. You know, you're asking him to stop and then quickly come back for the football. I mean, an elite athlete maybe could do it, but Shaheen's not. He's not Gesicki as an athlete. Just stop that, okay? He's a big guy that stops and has to go going. Could have he started it? Yeah, but the bottom line is this: it should never come to that. Tua was looking at him the whole way. I don't get it.
He was.
What's up, Rashad?
I felt like it was on both of them in a way because Tua did miss him when he was open. But when I say I feel like Shaheen should have attacked it, you know how we're used to these new tight ends, how they box the player out. It was two defenders. The only reason it was two defenders was because Tua was watching.
I do feel like if that was Gesicki or Matt Collins, it would have went down like that.
They would have went for it.
I don't think it would have went down like that.
Right.
But I'm not going to take it away that Tua shouldn't have threw that ball.
Oh no, I'm not blaming it all on Shaheen. No.
Yeah.
Well, and it was definitely late. You know, there's no doubt about that. It was late, but just like Larry, right? No, who did I say? Who was just talking?
Larry.
Okay, just like Larry said, you know, you got to box them.
No, that was Rashad. Rashad said the box count.
Rashad, right? Sorry, Rashad. So, you got it. The receiver has got to get in there and do the job and make sure that nobody gets that ball but him. You know, the defender did make a good play on the ball, and he definitely threw late. Tua did, but
But let's get something straight. I don't want to kill Tua either. Like that. Like I understand why he threw that pass. Let me bring in one other person into this. Estefan, what is up, my guy?
What's going on, y'all? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you, my wonderful friend in Texas. How are you, man?
Good. It's all love, man. Just don't bring up the Spurs, bro. We ain't got no problems.
What? Excuse me? Spurs who? All right, man. I ain't gonna do that to you.
The Kings.
I want to hear from you, man. Seriously, what were your thoughts on the game, and what did you think of everything?
Well, like was it Rashad Brown said earlier? I don't agree completely that like he did amazing, but that's fine. You know, if you're satisfied, I just think that he did better than last year. You know what I mean? He looks different. You know, he doesn't look like that Tua from last year where he was holding on to the ball, where he wasn't throwing to the correct open wide receivers, and he was letting it rip, man. You know what I mean? What more can you ask for? And then on the interception, what I said was I don't care. I'd rather him take. I know it was his fault, but I'd rather him take the chance now in preseason and learn from his mistakes. Because if Tua can learn from his mistakes, then that's going to correct that in the regular season when it matters. So I'd rather him knock out all the kinks now, but he has to learn from that. He can't continue to do it. That's my thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, what more can you ask for? The dude looked better, but I mean, it's like you need a bigger sample size, and it's just one preseason game. It's not like you can't get too hyped up on it because it's preseason. And then he's just got to, of course, he's got to do it consistently. That's it. And then if Tua does it consistently, then you know what I mean. That's my quarterback. But like right now, I'm happy for him that he looks a whole lot better. I think he looks a whole lot better. Our defense did awesome. I think the only negative that I have, even the offensive line, I was thinking that they were going to be a disaster. I heard y'all talking about the disappointing second half and yada yada. Yeah, of course, those were backups, but our starting five, for the most part, I thought they were going to be a disaster, and they did all right for themselves against that defense. I'm not gonna and I'm hard on them, so I'm just gonna say I don't think they did all right. You know what I mean? So hey, it's preseason, it's the first game, and those guys are only gonna gel, and they're only gonna get better with more reps. It's just like working out. You're not gonna be able to stack more plates at the gym. If you don't continue those reps, they're gonna have to get into form, and I think they're gonna be different come game 3 or 4 once the season starts. I think it looks like they're going to gain some continuity. But what I want to see is a better rush attack. That's what I want that to improve. So
well, I think two things. Let me just number one, I appreciated everything that you said there, but let's talk about that last comment. Two things about the run attack. The offensive line has to get better. I like what AB says. Let's talk about how Greer should be on the phone bringing in O-line for workouts. I think that they will, by the way. But from Malcolm Brown, which was 9 carries, averaging 0.9 yards, Kalen Balazs 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at the other two guys, 5 yards a carry or more. I'll put 4.8 and just round it up to 5. So we would all be happy with running backs averaging 5 yards a carry. So if you look at the stats, Ahmed and Gaskin did their job. They did their job. Malcolm Brown did not.
Well, you know what? Hold on. I got to leave, guys, so let me make this last point, okay? Totally unfair to Brown. Let me tell you something.
I'm just calling it like I see it.
Let me finish. What was Gaskin's stats last year in the first two series of the game when all they were doing, like they were doing Malcolm Brown running up the middle? What was his stats on the goal line? Oh, yeah, I don't think the problem is not about Brown in this game. It was the O-line and the blocking and his scheme play, okay? I said it before. You don't disrespect an NFL defense, okay, especially a good one like the Bears, by running vanilla plays and expect to succeed against them. Okay, like I said, Ahmed and Gaskins came in when Tua already established the passing game, and the Bears could not. Hey guys, even in the regular season, if Waddle Full is out there, they might get away with it because teams cannot just start the game automatically, assuming with a vanilla defense with Waddle.
And we won't be running a vanilla offense.
I know that, but that's the point. You see, my problem is you're ditching Brown. You're leaving an impression people out there that Brown is terrible, which he's not. Okay, and the reality was, yeah, except for one, definitely I put on Brown, the one he starter step instead of hitting the hole.
Mm.
That was not even on the goal line.
Mm.
And so, guys, take it with context. It's preseason. It's there. And AB, I want to leave the last comment. AB says we're overanalyzing. No, we're not. Okay, guys, this is what the coaches are doing too, right? They're going over to and saying, what did you? I would like to ask, what were you thinking here? Why didn't you just let the ball go at that point? What were you thinking there? So we're not overanalyzing. That's just exactly what the coaches are doing. Analyzing the play, and we're having fun. We're fans. We're gonna want to understand our team. So if you think that's overanalyzing, c'est la vie. Guys,
I don't think you can overanalyze with a young team either, Larry. You don't have time. You don't have time for that, bro. Yeah. Like Flores' job's on the line, man. He's got to have these guys.
His job is not on the line.
I don't believe that either.
I was going out here. I was wondering, wow, you come on this show.
No.
You're realistic.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm saying. He's being held. He's being held. That's not crap. Because it's not crap. Because it's not crap. Because his job is on the line from here on out because he's responsible for making this team win. So you don't have time.
I'm sorry, Estefan. I gotta go, and I cannot leave with that kind of comment by my good friend Bones. Brown was showing nothing. I didn't see too many holes. He didn't hit and hesitate. They weren't holes. Except for that one time, he didn't have any holes. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, guys, I'll let you enjoy criticizing me. I'm out of here. I'll try to come on maybe after practice, late afternoon, for my sister's house. Staying with my sister. I have to be nice and
Larry, be good, my guy. Thank
house.
you for coming on this morning.
Bye, Larry.
Peace out, guys.
Peace
I want to
out.
bring on D1 Phins Squad Enforcer. What's up, D1?
What's good, Steven? How you doing?
How are you, my guy?
I'm good, and you? Everybody, I hope everybody's having a great morning.
I'm having a great morning, man. So,
what's going on, D1?
First of all, D1, I just want to hear what your thoughts were on the game, and give me your thoughts on Saturday.
I felt as though Tua was very precise. I mean, minus that bad decision to throw an interception. And you know what's the crazy part? I felt he was going to throw one. I don't know why. For some odd reason, I'm like, he might just throw an interception here. I don't know why. Tua don't throw many interceptions. I hope people realize that. I hear people calling them Tua. They got a nickname for him now. Tua turned the ball over.
Nobody's saying that. I haven't heard that at all. That's the first time I heard that.
Bro, you know, I'm in this trash talking circle, and I'm repping my team, football trash talking circle. So when he threw that interception, all I got was DMs. Oh, look at Tua turn the ball over, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's cute. I like name flips.
This is what I'll say. I said the moment that happened, I turned to my wife and I said, Dolphins Twitter's going to have a field day and say that Tua had a bad day. I did say that. I did say that. And I was like, the national media is going to say he had a bad day, and Dolphins Twitter said he's going to have a bad day. And that's exactly what happened. Both of those things happened.
And I bet they just said that whether he had that turnover or not.
No, he had a great day. He had a great day all the way up until, I'm telling you, Tua made one mistake the entire day.
But I'm saying, even if he hadn't had that one mistake, I bet they'd have been saying that about him anyway. I'm looking at him at a different angle where he's scrambling out of the pocket, making a quick little move, a little juke, a little jive, and then popping that ball downfield. His eyes were downfield the entire time. He is, getting inundated with defense, coming on him. He makes a move, eyes downfield, connects, makes that nice pass. How can you not say that's a great day? I don't get people.
They don't care, Pam. They look for any narrative that they could try to spin to make Tua look bad or just perpetuate this thing that the Dolphins have made a mistake. We should have got hurt. Blah blah blah. That's how I feel.
All for what? So they can say they were right?
That's all.
Are you a fan? Or are you looking to be right? I mean,
no, they're not looking to be Dolphin fans. They're looking to just be right.
That's right. That's my point.
My thing is, everybody wanted him. that throw was the exact throw everybody complained he did not attempt last year.
Exactly.
And I'll one up Rashad. If you watch the game on Saturday, there was easily 4 or 5 throws that were literally on the money. That if they were not in that exact spot, there's no way that they would have been
That
completions.
Hollins catch in the middle for third down conversion
was crazy.
But people say, "Oh, look at Tua almost throwing an interception," and then when they slow it down and zoom in, like, "Whoa, the man didn't even have his hand. He didn't even have his head turned around. Like Tua put it in the exact spot."
Don't be showing us donuts. Don't be showing us donuts, Estefan.
And if Pansy would have made that throw, everybody would have said, "Oh, well, look, he put it where just his receiver could get it."
Yep.
The spin on it is so stupid.
And not only that, Pam. Everybody last year, what were they saying? Tua's wide open and Fitzpatrick wide open are 2 different wide opens. You're not saying that this year. You're not saying that this year after the 5 or 6 throws that I saw.
He's going to be aggressive. You can see already. It look like we're going to be aggressive.
Tua's interceptions will go up this year.
Of
so
course.
will his yards and touchdowns.
Exactly. And this is just a maturation of a quarterback.
Yep.
Him wanting to be more aggressive.
And he's actually getting a chance to mature, right? So what kind of a chance did he have to mature last year? He didn't. I mean, he was playing a little behind himself because of the injury. He could be pulled off that field at any moment. The scrutiny and everything that kid was under. Can
I answer that Irvin question? Can I answer that Irvin question?
I was going to do it, but go ahead. Go ahead. You go first.
If anybody's noticed, Tua doesn't make the same mistake over again.
He doesn't.
Okay. Even if that turnover, that interception is reminiscent of the Patriots game where he threw an interception in the red zone, he proceeded to pick them apart for the rest of the game. And when he got back into that situation, what did he do? He took off and ran for the touchdown. Yeah. So he's going to learn from that interception. I have no problem. This is where you get it out. It's the preseason. Get it out. Get it all out. Test everything you need to test. Test your limits. Do all that. So when the regular season comes, you know what to do.
Coaches look for traits and improvements in how you execute the offense and how many times you make the right play. Tua haters looked at one interception to write him off. 100%.
I agree, Irvin.
And I knew the moment that the interception happened.
Yeah.
I turned to my wife and I said, "They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out."
I knew it. We all know.
I didn't even look. I'll be real with you. I didn't even look at Twitter after that.
I didn't want to look at Twitter after that neither, Steve, because I
didn't look at Twitter after that. I watched the rest of the game without watching Twitter.
Bro,
and I'll tell you, the entire time I was
on
on my phone watching Twitter up until that interception. And then I was I'm not watching Twitter after that.
And I'm like, oh my God, they look. And then guess what happens? What happens right after that interception? Colin Cowherd tweets. He tweets about Tua. Like he was waiting for the moment.
And I knew that as Justin Fields was having a good game, I said it was funny because they went into halftime, right? And so NFL Network comes on, and the very first thing they say is the one drive that Justin Fields has and how good he looked in that one drive.
And
I was just like, are you kidding me? There's no talk about Tua and how great he looks. So I got to put in my mind, the national media don't care about us. They don't care about us.
It's less than. It's actually more than that. It's more than that. They don't care about us. I honestly believe that a lot of those people don't have an original thought in their head, and they're little bandwagons. So somebody starts talking about Fields, and then everybody jumps on it. Yeah, he was real good. Oh, he was good. Yeah, he was good.
What's going on, y'all?
They can't talk about Tua because it's over their head. I'm just saying.
I'm done buying donuts. The whole Fields thing. Fields didn't look good in the first half. I'll be honest, he didn't. But in the second half, he made some plays outside the pocket where it looked nice. I'll give
Yeah.
him that. You know, he's not going to be. He's a little bit of a project. You know what I mean? But I think he might be all right. And I don't even like Fields. Well, I didn't like him coming out of college, and I wouldn't have drafted him. But he looks like they might have actually got them a decent quarterback. I'll give
What
him
was
that.
that comment that Phil said that everybody's mad? He was like, "Oh, the game is not as fast, it's slow."
He said
or
it's
something.
not as fast, and I'm like, bro, you were playing against third and fourth stringers.
Exactly. When you started to do something, it was third and fourth stringers. Let's not act like Noah wasn't locking everybody down on it. Noah looked good Saturday.
Okay. There was another thing I was going to say though. That whole statement that I made about Flores. Yeah, his job is on the line if he doesn't make the right
No, it
moves.
is not.
Bro, that's such a homer take to say that his job is not on the line. When you have that amount of capital, if you don't come out and succeed with what you got, he's got to get his personnel and his lineups right. That's what he's doing. I'm not saying he's on the hot seat. I'm not saying, but you can't just go out there
It's getting warm. It's getting warm. That's what you're saying. Right?
No, I'm not. No, that's what y'all are saying. Y'all drew the conclusion that that's what I was saying. But he's going to be held accountable for what he's doing with this team and what he's putting out on the field. That's why he had our proven starters sitting out, and he had guys that needed to prove themselves because he's got to have depth along with starters. That's why he did what he did. Flores is doing what he's supposed to. All I was saying was he's got to get it right. The personnel that takes the field, he still has to be strategic. When he has that starting front seven of the Bears defense playing against his starters, he's got to have his lineup that he needs out there. That's what I'm saying. He's got to get this right before the season starts. So yes, in theory, if he has a bad start, yeah, it's going to start to warm up, y'all. That's like such a homer take to say, "Oh, his job's secure for the whole year." I love Flores, but even I know that his job isn't secure if he doesn't get it together. He's got it. You proved that you proved you could get it going on the defensive side of the ball, but you have not proven to do it on the offensive side of the ball. That would be a homer statement to sit there and say, "Oh, he's okay. It's peaches and it's peaches and cream and roses and the sky is blue." No. You have not figured out the offensive side of the ball. You have not figured out the offensive side of the ball. Period.
It's a double not. He hasn't not proven he can move the ball with the offense. I mean, we had a preseason game. How is he not proven he can do it? He's not proven it.
He's not proven it. Estefan, couple questions.
I don't know. You confused me with that double negative.
Are you on a sugar high from those donuts?
Pamela,
you must be on a sugar high from those.
Bro, I haven't even had a donut. I haven't even had a donut. But what I'm saying is, I understand it's preseason, but we only have 3 preseason games.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Bro, you think so? What are you upset that we didn't score on that second drive where we was at the 2-yard line?
No, I'm not even upset about anything. I'm just saying, Flores. This is not just a cakewalk for Flores. He's got to get that continuity. He's got to have the starting 5 playing and ready to go when the season starts. They might not be as spectacular as we want them to be, but I'm telling you, by game 3, 4, maybe within that first quarter of the season, that offensive line has to come together. They have to show improvement. That offense, period.
That is not on Coach Flores.
Oh, okay.
He is not on the hot seat.
It's not on Flores, but he drafted Jackson. He drafted Jackson. He drafted Hunt.
He's
right. Kinley, Eichenberg. You traded up for Eichenberg. I don't know, bro. I don't agree with y'all. I don't agree with y'all.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I love you.
So Flores is making the draft.
I love y'all too, man. But y'all think I'm crazy. I think y'all are crazy.
I'm sorry. Crazy. I'll admit to it.
I think y'all are crazy.
Going to let's expand on that. The whole taking and rebuilding is over, right? It's over. We're in year 3.
No more
We're going into year 3. It's about results. I mean, even months ago, Flores was on that same.
Even
like
if
they're trying to win
God
now.
forbid, real quick, even if God forbid, which I don't think is going to happen, but God forbid they had a bad year, Flores is still going to be the head coach next year.
I believe it.
Flores is
believe
still
so.
going to be the head coach next year. Then next year,
Then
you
we could
can
talk
say,
about the hot seat
oh,
stuff.
then we could talk about the hot seat.
Then we can
But
talk
that
about that
man
hot
in no
seat
way,
stuff.
shape, or form is on the hot seat right now.
Right
At
now,
all.
he's sitting on a cooler ice.
Yes.
He is just this chill. That seat ain't hot. It's not even capable of hot yet.
And we know,
And
and
I'm
we
not.
know.
That's not.
delusional.
That's not what I'm saying though. What? That's not what I'm saying. But he's going to be held
what you're
accountable.
saying.
He's going to be held accountable for
And
what?
in what way? From the
What do you-
fans, yes, but the fans always. I hate cussing on my own channel, but the fans always bitch and complain.
Yes.
So like
It's not
where's
even
the
about bitching.
accountability coming from?
It's not about bitching and complaining. But you had a multitude of picks, and you got 4 guys that should be starters on the offensive line right now that you got to figure out. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from. He has not figured out. I love Flores, y'all. I'm telling y'all, he has not figured out the offensive side of the ball yet.
Understandable.
And for y'all to sit here and say that he has, y'all sound like homers.
I'm saying
Like
he
for real.
doesn't
Like, are y'all
know.
serious?
Come on, bro.
And
He
yes, he will
hasn't
be on. He will be on.
not figured it.
If he has a bad enough season, and there is a coach waiting in the wings that Stephen Ross wants, he will be gone. He will be gone. Yes, he
Well,
will.
hold
How
on.
do you know
That
he
doesn't
hasn't
even
figured
don't even
out?
sound right now because Ross is not that type of owner.
Well,
He's kept coaches too long. He's kept coaches too long.
You could sit here. Well,
I mean,
well, we don't know what's going on, and it's a hypothetical. We don't know what's going on behind the scene. What I'm saying, yeah, you could have a bad enough season to where they let you go. I'm sorry. I mean, he figured it out on the defense. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think
we must have to go 2 and. So you thinking we have to go 2-15 for something for like that to happen? And for him to even win 5 games with a team 2 years ago that was destined to win no games and got 5 out of that, you tripping right now.
He has.
You're tripping.
Okay, I'll give it to y'all. He has proven himself as far as the record and figuring out the defensive side of the ball. But what I'm saying is that offensive side, all those picks, there's 4 linemen that we drafted in the offense. I'm sorry for the offense that are his picks, y'all.
I'm not like I understand you to an extent. Yes, he has not gotten the offense together all that well. I mean, we've had 4 OCs, 3 OCs, 4 OCs, whatever. And he's only been here 2 seasons. He's only coached 2 seasons, and we have 4 OCs.
All right, real quick. Let me bring in Big John. Big John, what's up, buddy?
All right, listen, man, I gotta go, so I'm gonna make this quick. First of all, I'm sorry I'm about to cuss on your show, but anybody who listens to Colin Cowherd is a fucking idiot. That's one.
Come on, man, no cussing on my show. Y'all are killing me.
Listen. Colin Cowherd last year was about to give his daughter to Tua so Tua can knock her up, and now all of a sudden Tua can't play. So let's get that. That's step one. Now, as far as what Estefan is saying, I've been telling it to you for 8 months now, Steven? People don't like to listen. I don't know if he's gonna get fired, but if the Dolphins don't make the playoff, and it's because of this offensive line that they tried to put together and wasted picks on and shitted on resources, then you may think he may not get fired. But you know what? Unfortunately, the NFL is what have you done for me lately? It's not what you did for me 2 years ago when you won 5 games. I agree with you. They should give him more leeway. But if you're not willing, wait. I'm not done. I gotta go. Listen, you can tell me right now. I'll listen to you. What I'm saying is, if you're not going to give Tua more than 9 games, and if you were trying to get rid of Tua, they should use the same logic with you. If you're going to be that way with your players, especially when you didn't have a broken larynx and you could talk and you could coach, and he couldn't barely walk, and you wanted him to play, then you should use the same philosophy that you use with your players with yourself. I don't think Stephen Ross is going to sit there based on his age, based on what he wants to do, and let you waste away an AFC championship caliber team if the problem is the offensive line and you've wasted like 15 picks on the offensive line in the last 3 years and haven't hit on one. That's a fact. That's not that we want to pick or they should have developed or nothing. They wasted picks to pick other players, and they should have picked the player that was right in front of them. I said that like 300 times. What Estefan is saying is not far off. people want to sit there and say, well, I don't know. No, we do know. They've had 17 picks in the last
Okay,
3
that
seasons in the
number
top
keeps
2
getting
rounds.
bigger and bigger.
No, I don't know. I don't know who's giving you the
He
number,
went
but
from
I'm telling
12
you,
to
we had
13 to
no, 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 no,
15
no, no,
to
no, 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 no.
17.
Hold
He's just
on.
exaggerating.
I'll count them for you. We had 9 picks in the first round in the last 3 seasons, and we had 8 picks in the second round in the last 3 seasons. Now, unless my math is incorrect, 9 plus 8 is still 17. So I don't know what other numbers they're talking about, but I'm giving you factual numbers. They've had 17 picks in the top 50 players.
And all 17 have been bust.
And they haven't picked, they've only picked one good offensive lineman out of all those people.
All
and
we
he
blaming
wasn't even a top 3 pick. I'm only
Flores
telling
wasn't
you.
here 3 years ago, but okay.
Big John and
Yes, he was.
Estefan. All right,
Yes,
Big
he
John,
was.
number one. Thank you for
He's
coming on.
he's had 3 drafts, bro. Wilkins was his first. Wilkins was his first pick, and
Yes,
what they're
he
talking
has
about
been here.
Wilkins, they're talking. If you're paying attention to trade rumors before that were going on, Wilkins was being dangled as a trade piece.
Yeah, I heard
Now, I'm going to say
earlier
one
in the
thing. Now, I'm
season
going to
he
say
was.
If you don't
I heard
believe that, I don't know what to tell you. And then you got Robert
he
Hunt.
was.
Robert Hunt was drafted as a right tackle that is playing guard. You got
Robert Hunt is the
Eichenberg
only
that
good
was
draft pick
drafted
they had.
as
He's the only
another
good draft pick they
right
made.
tackle. I mean,
You ready?
you know, just like, come on now. Like, you could.
I don't know, but that Wi-Fi.
All right. Real quick. So I muted both Estefan and Big John. Check it out. Number one, Big John, if you got to
All right,
go.
well, I got to go. I
brother.
love you. I love you. I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Check it out, guys. Let's get something straight. There is no way, shape, or form. Mark my words. Write it down. Take a picture. Whatever you got to do. It doesn't matter if this team goes 2 and 15 or 5 and 12. It does not
you're
matter.
crazy, bro.
Bro, mark my words. If they
He's
have
gone.
the worst
He's
season
gone.
in the
2
world,
wins. He's gone.
he's still not going to get fired.
He's gone.
I
There
agree.
is
He will be
nothing
gone, bro.
that he can do to get fired this year.
With this personnel, bro, you have a freaking Super Bowl caliber defense, bro, and you only get 2 wins. You are gone, bro.
That's the other thing too. He does. So why do we think that that's going to happen?
It's not.
It's not going to. I'm not being a homer. I'm being realistic. The worst I see this team doing.
Saying that he can get away with 2 wins and he's not going to get fired. Bull crap, bro. You're going to sit there with a straight face and say you believe this.
I 100% believe that.
That's because he knows
bro.
we're not
Are
only
you
going to
serious?
get 2 wins. It won't happen. He already knows we're going to have way
I would
more
agree with y'all
wins
there,
than
but
that.
I'm just what I'm saying is on a bucket of ice was the past 2 seasons, not this season. No. You have to show some kind of gain with that offensive side of the ball. Tua's doing his thing, but that offensive line, they have to be consistent, y'all. They have to be consistent, and they have to become diverse, and they got to get the run game going. They have to, y'all. I'm telling you, you're drafting offensive linemen in the first, second round, trading up for guys, and they're not even playing the positions that you want them to. I understand you can move them back around, but no.
Estefan, hold up. Time out. D1, you go.
Well, I was going to say about Flores. For years, we didn't have an identity. It's been so long since what we were, every team has something they're good at and what they're known for. The Ravens is their defense. That's their identity. The Packers is the offense. That's their identity. We hadn't had any identity over the last decade. Flores has at least brought us an identity, and that's playing hard-nosed defense and being versatile. At least we have a starting point. After 2 seasons, we have a starting point. We are a defensive team, first and foremost. Okay. Yes, we're trying to get the offensive side along. And that's our youngest side. One of the youngest, the O-line unit that you bring up is the youngest on the team. The youngest. There's hardly anybody up there that has 3 years of experience. Most of them are going to their second year or first year. So it takes time.
Dieter's not. Dieter's been here since the Gase era, bro. Dieter's
Yeah,
not. Man.
one.
They're not that young.
One. What about the other
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, but look, bro, at some point, yeah, you can see what you have, but you do need to consider the fact that there are offensive line rookies that perform for other teams, bro, that do well in their second year. I'm just saying, bro, you can't
Yeah, I
lower your
understand
standard
that.
just because you're a Dolphin fan, bro.
I'm
Come
not
on
on my
now,
standard.
man.
We're not even into the season yet. You're talking as if everything is definitive already, and it's not.
No.
We're just played one freaking
I never said any
preseason
of this
game.
was an absolute. I never said any
So
of this
why
was
are you
absolute.
going so
But
deep
they're
into your hypothesizing?
No.
And
What I'm doing is I am going contrary to what Larry and them was. They were so matter of fact what they said earlier that Flores was not would not that his job wasn't in jeopardy. Bull crap! It's not. You can't sit here and give that. No, I'm not saying it is right now. That the possibility. Get the right context right. The possibility of it happening.
But what I'm telling you, Estefan, is that there is no way, shape, or form that man's job is in
and if
jeopardy.
you guys wouldn't have cut me off when I was talking, that's exactly where I was coming from. Was the that is a possibility. You can't sit here and say that it's not.
It is not. It is not. Unless some off the field scandal comes up about Flores.
nothing is impossible, Estefan. But it's not impossible, but it's improbable. Okay, the way this team is built, we're all saying that even at our lowest win total, we're thinking at least 8 or 9 games.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I think the worst this team does, the absolute worst, is 8 wins, and I think it's. I personally think that this is a 13-win team.
I agree with the 13 wins. I'll tell you, this is my view on these 2 points you guys have been making. One is, yes, we have an identity as a defensive team. And last season, we would have won at least 2 to 3 other games if the offense could have stayed on the field just a little longer, giving the defense a little more rest, because we were just right there. But what did the offense do in this preseason game? They dominated the time of possession. Dominated it. We didn't have that last year. And so now look, we didn't even have all our offensive weapons in. We got new guys working together on that front line, and they dominated the time of possession. What does that equal? A defense that's on fire.
Guys, this is reason. My take on Tua's interception. As I said on Finside the NFL stream, Shaheen was open almost instantly up the seam. The throw had to be made as the linebacker broke off to take Gaskin out of the backfield, and Shaheen looked back for the ball. Tua will clean this up and be fine.
Exactly. You're going to learn from that.
That's a touchdown right there.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, in no way, shape, or form is Coach Flo on the hot seat. Is it even warm? And
I'm not saying it's on the hot seat.
Hold on, Estefan. And I'm not saying that you're saying that. But what I am saying is that there is almost literally, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying almost literally, there is nothing this man's going to be able to do this year that will put his job in jeopardy in 2021. Now, in 2022, if he has a bad year, yes, the hot seat will be on them. But this man has done so much for this franchise. I love Flores, and I'm not being a homer saying that. I think he is everything a head coach needs to be for a winning football team.
Well, you might love Flores, but Steven Ross might not love Flores.
Why is that even a statement, Estefan? Because
bro, that's his cachet. That's his money, bro. You're going out there getting all these free agents.
Explain to me something, Estefan. What has Ross shown you to say that he doesn't like Brian Flores. Don't worry, I'll wait. Explain to me why you think that.
No. Put it in the right context. You said you love Flores. I said Ross might not love Flores.
But what
he
if
might
you
like him.
to even make that statement? That's a statement that shouldn't even be made. There's nothing.
Why not?
Because they're show me some evidence.
Bro, it's business, homie. It's business. It's business.
Bro.
I hired you to do a job, man, and we might get along, but at the end of the day, you don't give me the results. You don't give me the results.
But he hasn't done anything but giving him results.
To show that.
He's gone from his first year, taking a team with wins, getting wins that we.
No, I get all that, and if you're a Dolphin fan, you understand all that, Pamela.
So, Estefan, what I hear you saying is, if I run a retail store and I have a cashier, okay, and I say, you know what, that cashier could steal money, but my drawer has never been short. There's nothing that's ever been stolen. You know, they've always had a perfect, drawer and everything. But you know what? That person's on the hot seat because they have access to the money and they could steal the money. That's not like why would you even bring that statement up if there's never even been a hint?
That's a horrible analogy. What are you talking about, Pamela? That's a horrible. Analogy. You can't even because this because
that's how
this business of the NFL is based. No. You keep your job by winning. You keep your job by producing. That's the way the NFL works, bro.
He has won. So there's room for mistakes. If he takes a step back this year, so freaking be it. His job's still not going to be on the line.
He's won and the team exceeded expectations both these past years. They exceeded expectations.
I know, and I know, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
But you're wrong.
He's got to win and he's got to produce. And he has to. You have to win.
They all have to do.
You have to win, which equals the producing, and you have to be able to develop, not just on the defensive side of the ball, yo. Come on now.
This is done that. So therefore,
Stephen Ross is the owner of this team.
Say he's going to be
offense haven't developed.
Douglas, I'm gonna bring you on in a minute.
Who on offense that they haven't developed?
Man, you could sit here and say that anybody on that offensive line that's been drafted under Flores hasn't developed.
Okay.
Except outside of Austin Jackson, he's the only one to an extent that's decent. Hunt, you're taking him from a right tackle spot. He's playing good at guard now, but you're taking him from a right tackle spot that you drafted him. Hold on. Let me put this into perspective so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Hunt was drafted as a right tackle. Now we got him playing at guard, which he's doing good, but he was drafted at right tackle. Now we drafted Eichenberg, which isn't panning out.
You do know that you got
now you even have
do that, right?
Now you know that you do
that, right?
Estefan, I'm pausing.
Are you serious now?
Hold on, D1. Estefan, I just paused. I just muted you because if I just heard your statement correct, you said Eichenberg's not working out. Is that what you said? I'm unmuting you. Go ahead.
He's not working out right now to do what they wanted him. God. But you had people like Steven sitting there telling you he was going to start at right tackle. Then and not let alone you already have
he was going to start on the offensive
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Then now you already have people talking about in this community. If you go to enough platforms. Well, next year we're going to draft a right tackle. Another freaking right tackle, bro? Are you kidding me? You can't get a right tackle right? I could understand if you're talking about left tackle. We're talking about a freaking right tackle, bro. Come on now, dude.
How do you say that Eichenberg's not working out?
Was he starting? No. And then all of a sudden, mysteriously, he's got this. He's injured. He's injured. He's injured, right?
Didn't even play.
He's injured, right? Right, he's injured, right?
So are we?
I would, bro. From the reports that were coming out from training camp, bro, he was not looking too good, bro. You can't sit here and say even if you would have put him in that game, he wouldn't have looked good, Steven. And you're lucky that he didn't show up for that preseason game because he would have made you look bad on your take, Steven.
I don't understand this. To go back on your point, did you see the Lions game, their preseason game? Do you see how Panay Sewell got destroyed?
Please don't start with Gregory.
Hold on, real quick, guys. Hold on one second. Let me bring in Douglas in. Douglas, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Douglas.
Hey, everybody, how you doing?
I didn't mean to keep you on hold there, man. What's your thoughts
No
on
worries.
everything?
No worries. Just finished doing my laundry and decided I'd call in here.
Go ahead, man.
Listen.
Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for your support, man.
Top of the morning, Douglas.
Good morning. Listen, I don't care where we drafted you. All right. If we drafted you to be a tackle or a guard or a center, I don't care. If you make the starting lineup at one position or another on the offensive line, then there's nothing wrong with that. Now, first off, what happened 2 years ago? Flores took a bunch of guys who had tanking for Tua attitudes, had no business winning, went out and overachieved. All right. Yeah. They won, 5 games that year, 6 games, something like that?
5.
All right.
Yeah.
5.
Okay. No one expected them to win that many. All right. The next year, last year, we win 10 games. We missed the playoffs by just a fraction. Okay. We missed it by just a fraction. We weren't expected to be there, but we were. 2 years, this coach has proven that he can take this team and make something out of nothing. And now you sit there saying, okay, these guys are all bust because they were taken first round, second round, and they haven't worked out yet. All right. But listen, they're basing their drafts on what the pre-draft scouting reports are.
That's what you said. I didn't say they were bust.
Maybe I misspoke of what you exactly said, but you're saying they're not working out. All right. And he's probably going to lose his job because of it. Listen, these guys, they said Deion Jordan was one of the greatest prospects to come along in a long time, and the guy was a total bust. Now, it's not. I don't think it's the coach's problem or the general manager's fault if the guy doesn't work out.
Yeah, it is.
They drafted him based on scouting. They drafted him based on what he was projected to go. They thought he'd be a great fit for the team. If the guy doesn't work out, the guy doesn't work out. All right. We've hit on a lot of other picks.
And Douglas, let me piggyback off you. One of the greatest GMs in football.
That's a horrible take. You're going to piggyback off that?
Hold on. One of the greatest GMs in football over the last 25 years is a man by the name of Ozzie Newsome. A lot of people know this. Ozzie couldn't draft a wide receiver to save his freaking life.
Everybody have their weaknesses. Every GM have their weaknesses.
And by the way, Greer's in his 3rd year, so you can't call it a weakness yet because these players are still unproven and they still haven't. I feel like, Estefan, you're trying to say certain words to cover yourself, but the reality is your statements are coming out as.
I'm not trying to cover myself. The way I see it is y'all standards are low compared to what Stephen Ross's might be.
No, it takes more than 1 year.
And no, sir, no, you do not just get to draft people, and if they don't work out, they don't work out. That's their fault. No, you are paid to evaluate players and know what you're looking at when you bring them in. You are paid to know how to work around the draft. You don't give up 2 draft picks for Eichenberg and not have him playing and working out. I'm sorry.
Right now, even judge Eichenberg.
Okay.
Once again, have you not paid attention to what they're saying about him in training camp?
You're giving definitive statements. You're giving definitive statements.
Okay,
it's like definitive. Because he's bad in training camp, he's trash.
Hold on.
Because he's bad in training camp, he's trash.
Go ahead, Pamela.
You're delusional.
Russell, I'm gonna bring you in a minute. Russell, go ahead.
So Flores.
No. I'm not delusional. Y'all can laugh all y'all want, but I've seen the tape on the dude. I cut the tape early. He's playing on the left side. You dropped him as a right tackle. What are you doing? He's not even.
Okay, so hold on just a minute. Hold on.
Can't cross-train.
So you know, Flores goes in and drafts these guys, and so he drafts a right tackle, but he moves him around different places on the O-line, or drafts a center and he moves them around. Just because they drafted him when they were at that position doesn't mean they can't change him, because you get a guy in and you see how he works in your system and you think, no, he's going to do better at this position. Just because he's moving them around doesn't mean they were a bust or not working out.
I like what Flipside Fishing says.
No, and that's fine. That's fine, Pamela. I get what you're saying. But as long as you can move these guys around and you have a starting 5, it don't matter how you do it. It don't matter how you do it.
Let me bring in Russell.
But the fact is, we got a carousel on right tackle. We still haven't figured that out. And if you pay attention to to Eichenberg before he got drafted, he played on the left side as a left tackle.
Okay.
We can't figure out a right tackle spot. We passed up on Jenkins, which was a right tackle to begin with, the best right tackle in this draft, and drafted Eichenberg. You still could have traded up and got Holland. Matter of fact, and y'all not gonna like this take. You didn't have to draft Waddle. There was plenty of wide receivers in this draft that you could. This draft was full of wide receivers. And if you really want to be honest, if you know what you're talking about and you're paying attention to this draft, see, now I can tell y'all don't know about the draft, because even in this draft, this draft was deep with safeties. You still could have traded up for Holland. I guarantee you he would have been there.
Okay.
The thing is, Waddle was
go ahead,
a special
Let
pick.
Russell go real quick. Russell, go ahead.
Okay, so
welcome to the show.
Welcome, Russell.
Thanks. Okay, so I get what Estefan's saying to an extent, and honestly, this is where I stand with it. Right tackle isn't even a concern of mine at this point. It's Austin Jackson that is my concern at this point.
Yes, indeed.
And he is a serious problem. And I didn't like the pick at 18 to begin with. And I do agree with Estefan in terms of Greer, regardless of if they're proven or not yet. As of right now, it seems like he is whiffing on a few things. One, it shouldn't have been Austin Jackson at 18. They should have traded up for Wirfs. I said it from the jump. Or Dredrick Willis. They should have addressed and used that capital to get players that are elite in the most important positions of this team. They did it with quarterback. They got Tua. Why not go out and invest on that O-line to keep our quarterback upright and keep him from getting hurt? The other thing I want to say is, when I first watched the game, it looked like Michael Dieter held his own. After looking back at it, I seen that guy on the ground entirely too many damn times. So now we're still concerned with center when we should have gone out this free agency and taken Corey Linsley. That would have been, because there's no veteran presence. There's no veteran presence on this O-line whatsoever. And we need a veteran presence on that line with how young it is.
So let me cut in real quick, Russell. Let me cut in real quick. Are you? I just got one question I need to ask you. True or false? Are you not already hearing in the community where people are talking about drafting a right tackle next year? Well, next year we'll just draft the right tackle. Have you not heard that? Because I know I've heard that. Am I crazy?
I've heard that too.
I've heard that. But see, this is my.
Nobody's arguing that with you.
I didn't like hiring Greer from the jump, because I think he learned bad habits from Tannenbaum and everybody else that he dealt with when he wasn't the main guy.
I'll disagree with you, but I'll respect it. I'll respect it, but I disagree. I think there's been stories that he wanted to draft other people that Tannenbaum whiffed on. And
that may be the case. And I won't take that away from him, because I think that's the case. Okay, I believe that. The issue I have is this offseason should have been all about Tua. A lot of people will disagree with me, but there should not have been one damn defensive player taken in this draft. This defense could have held its own for one more season. I love Jalen Phillips. I don't mind the pick, but we could have taken Christian Darrisaw. We could have taken Tevin Jenkins. We could have taken Najee Harris. We could have taken Javonte Williams. We could have done all these different things. And instead of taking Noah Igbenogany last year, we could have taken Antoine Winfield, or we could, and then we wouldn't have had to jumped up and got Javon this year. It's stupid. We could have stuck with Bobby. We could have had the defense that we had last season and rolled with it for one more year. Then address the defense. The offense was the problem last year, and it still is probably going to be the problem this year. And it all starts in the damn trenches and that run game, and we don't have either one. And that's my problem with Greer. And that's where I agree with Estefan. And he needs to start being held accountable for these fucking mistakes. Pardon my language.
He's blaming Flores, not Greer. He's blaming Flores, not Greer.
We're not saying
it's a mistake. Have we proven that it's a mistake?
We're not saying
yet.
Let me say something real quick off of that.
I'm gonna start having a swear jar. By the way, if you swear, you got to donate. You got to donate to the channel.
I'll donate for Russell. I feel you, Russell. I donate for him. I donate for him because he's right.
My wife did when I got out of the Navy.
This last draft, we could have got Waddle. Hell, I would have been okay if we traded back up into the top 10 with Detroit and taken Panay right after. I would have been fine with that. You make use of the draft capital you all have built.
All right, Russell, let me say a couple things. Number one, I don't think everything that you said was too far off. Okay? Now here's where I'll disagree with you. I don't think that you can ignore the defensive side just because we're deep at it. I think having the addition of somebody that's as good or has the potential to be as good as Jalen Phillips and Javon Holland, who I personally think are two of the top 5 best defensive players in this draft, and we got them. You can't.
I agree. I agree.
And cheaper.
We all agree. Defense wins championships. We all agree.
Javon Holland might end up being defensive rookie player of the year.
I 100% agree with that.
It's going to be between him.
So Russell, if you believe Holland is the defensive player of the year, does that offset him not getting an O lineman?
No, because you win the game.
And here's why Russell thinks that. Russell, you correct me if I'm wrong. Here's why Russell thinks that. And I agree with a little bit on this. In order to have an effective offense, you have to win in the trenches. And the Dolphins for the last 20 years have whiffed on the offensive line. Whiffed. Doesn't matter who's been in. We have
only one they got right was Tunsil, and they fell into our laps.
And Jake Long for a little bit too. Jake Long for a little bit was good.
I don't know. I thought Pouncey was good.
And Pouncey too. Okay.
Incognito was good.
But those Incognito were like first round high picks. Like he couldn't find gems. He can't find gems like that. O line for gems.
So let's bring this back a little bit. The Dolphins, in order for us to get a real good evaluation on Tua. And I'll disagree with you about the running back, Russell. I believe that we are fine with Ahmed and Gaskin. Let's get that straight. I think we're going to be more than fine.
I didn't like the Malcolm Brown signing. I didn't either.
That's all power back right there.
But see, here's my thing. If we didn't draft Igbenogany, we could have had Antoine Winfield. Therefore, we wouldn't have had to draft Javon this year, and we could have taken a running back instead. That's
in my opinion, the book is still out on Iggy. I'm not giving up on that.
I agree, especially after that preseason game.
Y'all
because
better than me.
Exactly. He balled. He was step for step. I was saying that earlier. Like he balled. I'm happy.
He had a hell of a game. Our O line looks like trash, and I feel like
it scares you. Russell, say it.
It does scare me. You want to know
why? It scares me too. It scares me too.
Number one,
it scares me.
Cause of concern for injury for Tua. Number two, it could be used as an excuse for Tua, which I'm not, because I'm for Tua. I like Tua. I want him to succeed, but he needs to show us something this year. I have my prediction for him for throwing 44, 50 in yardage, 31 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I don't see how that should be an issue whatsoever. That's less than an average of 2 touchdowns per game. And I don't want to see him throwing double-digit interceptions because that's what he's known for, is throws and not turning the ball over. And if you are being rushed in that pocket and rushed to making these decisions, then that is a problem.
You don't. It's not that we don't agree with y'all, but if Flores and Greer this is both of them collectively, if they don't get this offensive line right, they're going to get Tua hurt. I'm saying Tua looks like he's ready to take off, and that offensive line needs to come together. That's all I've been trying to say all morning. You can't be nonchalant and they'll work out when they work out, and Eichenberg will come around. No, we're ready to compete now, bro. Either you get your butt out there on the field and produce, or you don't.
How much time did Tua have to throw when that defensive play?
He had like 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
There were certain instances where he had time to throw, and there was other instances where he didn't, and it was just horrible. And as of right now, I can already see early on we'll probably be a better pass blocking line than we are a run blocking line. They were on their guaranteed. They were on their butts too many times that game on run plays. It was on a.
There were a
It was
few
one play where
times.
all three of them were
An
on the ground at
offensive
the
lineman
same
should
time.
never be on his back.
Well, D1, see, that's the thing, though. When I came on the show originally, I said they played a lot better. I thought they were going to be a disaster. They played a whole lot better
And
than
the
I thought they
Bears
were. And let me
have
tell you
a
something.
top 8 D line. Don't
And
get
I agree.
that is a top
And
tier D line.
so we're just agreeing. We're just agreeing here. And might I also add that the guy that was protecting on that right side was Mr. Jesse Davis. Mr. Steven, I would like you to you know what I mean? I would like you to get some
All right,
credit
let me
about
bring in
that.
somebody else. Lakers all day. What's up, Lakers all day?
What's up, man?
How are you, my guy?
I'm good. I'm just listening to y'all. Y'all are really funny. And hey, and
Go ahead,
and
Lakers all day.
Russell,
Talk your
and
talk.
Russell at 18, bro. We got to steal at Jalen Phillips and Hollins, bro. Hollins and Jalen Phillips, they're some great players, man.
And
what's up?
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I love Bobby. I didn't want another year of Bobby at safety. For 2 years I've been saying I want a real safety. I want a real safety back there.
Because Bobby with safety instincts.
Exactly, because Bobby is just a converted slot corner at safety, and he wasn't big enough to handle, handle the big running backs, make the big tackles, whatever like that. But he was always in the right spot and got everybody in their right spot.
And
that's what was Bobby.
Too. He old too.
Bobby was 25
Well, Bobby ain't that old, and not only that, but you want to know how awesome it would have been if they would have just kept Bobby, even if they did take Javon.
Yeah,
Keep Bobby, put him at the slot. No, put him back in his original position.
We've already
He was the
invested
best slot cornerback in the NFL when he signed.
But we've already invested in the slot position and the nickel position.
That's what, but we wouldn't have had to have picked up Justin Coleman. We could have invested that money on the O line instead. The whole point of the matter is we had players
All right, guys,
already.
everybody.
We would have had depth at that spot.
Hit your mute button if you're not talking. That's one. Number two, if you're watching right now and haven't hit that like button,
hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Number three, I want to give a big shout out to Rob G for the $10 donation. Guys, if you want to donate to the channel, do what Rob did. Number four, right now, Russell, you owe $1 to the swear jar.
I think if you're using certain words, it ought to be $2.
It should be $2. You're right. The big words are $2.
I can't help it. Sometimes I'm so emotionally involved with this team, man. They get me so pumped sometimes.
Just donate to the swear jar. That's all I have.
No,
I just want to get under Pamela's skin to where she drops the F-bomb, and then my job is complete, yo.
Pamela don't drop the F-bomb. Pamela is more like a what in tarnation.
What?
She's old school Southern lady with manners. That's what that is.
We have a lady in our presence, gentlemen.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I can't believe I dropped that bomb. I do apologize. I know that's not good to do on YouTube.
We got that. Donate.
We have that football fever right now. We have that
I'll-
football fever right now.
And
it's
make sure
just
you hashtag swear jar donation.
Hey, but I gotta say something real quick because we're talking about the slot, man. But look at the depth that we have to have been able to let go of Bobby McCain. The guy that you have that covers all holes is Nick Needham. That dude plays the slot. He can play the boundary. Nick Needham.
Nick Needham is going to be a superstar, and he's going to replace X. After
all the stuff
Nick
you just
Needham's
said,
the truth, bro.
After all the stuff you were just talking about.
Needham looked awesome.
Look at how many different.
Let him say something positive.
Look at how many positions.
No, because that's an undrafted player from 3 years ago, and we've been wasting drafts and all this stuff. And blah, blah, blah.
I got a hot take for you. Nick Needham is the second best corner on this team.
Hey, but D1, see, that's where you keep taking what I'm saying out of context and what Russell was saying earlier. We're talking about the offense, bro. We don't got no problems what they're doing on the defense. You can do whatever the hell you want. For all I care, Noah can work out in the middle of the season, at the end of the season. I don't care. The defensive side of the ball is not the issue. It's figured out, bro. It's the offensive side of the ball. And what you're doing with your picks in the draft on the offense, bro. Get the context right, bro, if you're going to come at me.
Right. Oh, no, the context is correct.
When it comes to the offense,
Estefan,
that
I'm coming
offensive
at you, my
line,
guy. What you want?
That the context is correct.
Bring it. Bring it.
Let me drop the mic. You know what? I might as well drop the mic and leave the show for that because you know what I'm saying? It was that good.
For what? You did
Don't
nothing
leave me,
spectacular.
Esther. Don't
You did
leave
nothing
yet. I just
spectacular.
got on here, bro.
I'm out. I'm out.
Estefan, don't do that, Estefan.
I gotta go eat my donuts.
no.
I love you,
He's all
Estefan.
up in his feelings.
I'll put it this way: if I was the GM of the Dolphins, I would have gotten number one. I would have managed to get 3 first-round picks this past draft, not 2, and I would have went ahead taken Jalen or Waddle. We got so many Jalen's now. Waddle. I would have taken a tackle, and I would have taken a running back in the first round. Me personally, that's what I would have done.
So the 2 people, there was 2 or 3 people that I really, really liked as far as O-line was concerned, right? Creed Humphrey. Love Creed.
Yep.
I love Quinn Mernez. And I like
Miners.
Yep. And I like Landon Dickerson. Those were the 3 guys that I was like, I want one of those 3. Give me one.
Bro,
of
can
those
you imagine if we would have took Quinn? We could have at least had him playing center and guard right now, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I get kind of upset because,
instead they took
I really love,
Eichenberg, bro.
I really love
I like
the Jets
Eichenberg.
O-line.
I like Eichenberg.
Bro,
I love the
Eichenberg
Jets
needs to hit
O-line.
that yoga class.
I love that
He needs to
Jets
hit that
O-line, bro. I'm mad.
Correct me.
Eichenberg needs to put on some weight.
Eichenberg didn't allow a sack.
Bro, that's in college, dog. Do you think that?
And that's also on the left side of the line too.
Exactly. And
Steven, I watched some stuff on Eichenberg.
Let me tell you something,
It was a
bro.
whole 30-minute video of Eichenberg cut.
The
reason why he didn't give up a sack. The reason why he didn't give up a sack is Ian Book he moves around a lot and get the ball out. And there was a lot of times where he could have gave up the sack, but Ian Book just broke loose.
So
but at the same time, he has upside.
I'm saying it now.
They around and get the ball out.
They better draft Abraham Lucas this draft coming up.
Oh man,
that's all I've got to say.
Russell and Estefan. Let me ask you.
That's the dude, Russell.
Russell and Estefan. Let me ask you both a question. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Let me ask you both a question. So we're in the predicament that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree that we're a playoff caliber team, maybe top 3 defense already in the NFL. And
we'll be number 1.
I agree with that, and we agree that our offense can be very explosive.
Top 10 should be.
What do you do to shore up this offensive line today?
Can I go real quick, Russell?
Go ahead, Estefan. You go ahead.
Because Russell said something earlier that I had actually spoke to Ian about privately. And the reason I actually mentioned, and Russell mentioned it last week, that you do have options. Look, you have Jackson, who's your best tackle, bro. You might want to experiment with him on the right side at some point. You got to get that blind side short up. Or no, I'm just saying these are possibilities. Okay, no, that's you, bro. But the coaches are going to have to start thumbing through stuff. That's a possibility. You could try that. You could also try moving Hunt right back. I know y'all not going to like this, and I like Jesse Davis, but I'm telling y'all, you have Jesse Davis. You can also put Hunt right back at that right tackle spot because he has snaps at the professional level at that spot.
Horrible
the right
snap.
tackle spot. He's done it at the professional level, and he actually improved last year. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even a fan of Hunt at the right tackle spot. All I'm saying is that's all we got to work with, y'all, because that's our coach and GM. That's all they gave us in the offseason. Like what else do you want? You know what I mean?
Peter is our best right tackle. Point blank.
Okay,
right. No, and I get that. I agree.
All right. So now that Estefan answered, let me answer.
Go ahead, Russell.
Okay. Number 1, I'm not removing Robert Hunt from right guard. That is where he belongs. That is his natural position. I'm not doing that. And they should have never put him at right tackle to begin with. There was too many times that kid was in Tua's lap, man. And that's just where I'm at with it. I do agree with Estefan in terms of moving Austin to the right side, and I'll tell you why.
Hold on real quick, Russell, before you go on to that. But have you seen Robert Hunt at right tackle this year, bro?
No, and I don't want to.
Who has?
So I'm just saying,
Who
bro.
wants to see it? Nobody
I'm
wants to
just
see
saying.
it. We saw it enough.
Hey
So,
man, but when your options are limited, you might have to do that.
I'm
That's
not
all I'm
going to
saying.
weaken another. I'm not going
I
to
get
weaken
you.
a
I get you,
strength.
bro. I hear
Like
you,
I'm
bro.
not.
I hear you. I wasn't that impressed with them either, but I'm saying it's an option, is what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean?
well,
If push comes to shove, you might have to stick them out there. Go ahead,
so
Russell.
Austin Jackson's biggest problem right now is technique and fundamentals. What he's doing is he's blocking to the outside and giving up his inside. And he's on the left side. So if you switch him to the right, he's naturally moving to the inside on that side then, because his natural movement is to move to the outside and then work his way in on the left. If you put him on the right with his natural technique movements that he's having issues with, not only that, but he doesn't have to be as fluid at the right tackle position.
I agree with that, Russell. That makes sense.
Yeah, so if you have his movement opposite, then it's going to fix his techniques. Then I would put Eichenberg at left tackle. The other option would be for me, if I'm Greer, I'm picking up that phone and I'm calling Mitchell Schwartz and I'm calling him like, how you feeling,
That's
old
what I
guy?
want. How your
How
back
you
feeling,
feeling?
buddy? How your back feeling,
How
buddy?
about you come in and do a little workout for us? We'll go ahead and sign you to a veteran minimum for the year, and then you can come in and learn the playbook. And when you're healthy, you can start. I want him in the building now, because then he can learn the playbook. He can get familiar with his teammates. He can at least participate to some level. And instead of waiting until he is healthy to bring him in, which I think is asinine, because then he's going to take longer to learn the playbook. So that would be my number one choice for a stopgap option. And then it would only be a 1-year deal. It would be for this year. It would be to get our team and Tua kept upright so he can take us to the playoffs like everybody expects. Because I'll tell you right now, even with the O-line like this, I still expect this team to go 12-5 and go deep into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
That's just where I stand with it. We have expectations of this team, and it's time that they step up and actually meet those expectations. So either one, move Austin Jackson to the right tackle and try Eichenberg at the left side as his natural position, or go get Mitchell Schwartz and cross your fingers he can be ready by week 3.
Or D, all of the above.
Yeah, or do all of that. Try it, because they love interchanging their pieces on the O-line and getting as much versatility out of them as they can, which I disagree with anyway, because O-line is the one position where it's hard to be an interchangeable piece. They're very specific, left side versus right side, guard versus tackle. It's very hard to be flexible across the whole line and be able to work every side. The ones that can do that are typically elite players. Tunsil did it. He started off, but see, when we started him off at guard, we kept him on the left side.
Yep.
Then we let him start left tackle the following year. If you're going to put Eichenberg at right tackle, if you want to try him on the inside, put him at right guard. But then you're taken away from Hunt. So it doesn't make sense to do all this moving pieces. They just need to find the players that fit that role and keep them there and let them develop and produce. It's that simple. The O-line is our biggest struggle at this point, and we need to address it before the season starts if they plan on keeping Tua healthy for 17 games.
Can I respond?
Go ahead, Rashad.
All right, my whole thing with the offensive line, I want everybody to relax a little bit, except for when it comes to Austin Jackson. What I seen during the joint practices, he was letting people go right by untouched. And then if you pay attention to the one touchdown that we scored on Saturday, he let the guy right through, and Jacoby Brissett got hit, but he got the ball off just in time. Like, he didn't even touch the guy. I cannot have him protecting Tua's blind side. And we know, I hate to bring it up, Tua has injury history. I do not want him nowhere on that right side at all. But I believe once the offense opens up and teams start to back up, get more afraid. They can't disguise blitzes or confuse the offensive line. I believe that's when the offensive line will develop and get more comfortable because they will know, well, I know they're not going to send 6 because we have Waddle, Fuller, Parker, and Wilson on the field all at the same time. So I know that it'd be stupid to send 5, 6 rushers in, and Tua's just going to rip them apart. That's what I'm waiting on.
Having our number one receivers out there will help. It'll definitely take some of the pressure off the O-line. I definitely see where you're going with this. I agree with that. I just don't think it's going to fix the whole problem.
Oh, no,
And
I know that.
because the main issue with this O-line isn't the pass blocking, it's the run game. It is awful.
True.
And there's a couple of plays I've looked back on, and it ain't just the O-line either, because there was a couple of times that they actually opened up holes, and either Gaskin or Malcolm Brown ran the wrong damn way or hesitated.
It was Malcolm Brown. It was Brown.
And
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. He could have went one of two different ways. It was on
went left, he went right.
DDW's video last night. Recap of it, because nobody's doing the all 22 yet. So he just recapped the actual game that what he could see of it, and I physically seen 2 wide open holes for Gaskin, and then he stutter stepped, and then Malcolm Brown pretty much did the same thing, and that is where a true, high end running back would come in handy that knows how to hit the hole and just go. Like, why did Malcolm Brown, when Malcolm Brown caught that pass, when Malcolm Brown, that's fine, but it stopped. Why are you going to stop? Ricky Williams would have ran that dude over and laughed and kept going.
How many Ricky Williams have there been, Russ?
He got
I'm saying he was caught off guard. He hadn't been seeing holes before, and he's caught off guard. What the heck is that?
All right, guys, real quick. Let me interject here. So this is Miami Sports Music's #1 podcast, #1 morning show. Clack Blockers, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing to do it. So I actually, I'm going to have to get out of here soon. So what I want to do is I want to do final wrap-up, final thoughts of the day. And I want to remind everybody tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., we're going to have preseason. We're going to have training camp live. TD's going to show up somewhere in that time, getting to the complex, joining us live video. And then right up to when training camp starts, he'll cut it off and we'll do live Twitter updates for training camp starting tomorrow. But I want to get everybody's final thoughts. If you want to donate to the channel, donate to the channel. If you have to donate to the swear jar, I expect you to donate to the swear jar. So we're going to start out with Russell and his final thoughts so he can get off and donate to the swear jar.
Hey, Steven, I got to go. Can I go first?
Go ahead, Estefan.
Oh, yeah. Man, I just want to say we also passed up on Cosme Russell from out of Texas, bro.
Oh, I know, and I like Cosme too.
I'm just telling y'all.
Cosme, Jenkins, Darrisaw. I would have taken any of those 3.
I would know why we're pissed off right now. Anyways, yeah, man, just thanks for having me on. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm going to go back and watch this preseason game again. I can't wait for TD tomorrow. Thanks for having me on, Steven. Fuck it, I'm out.
Hey, you donate too. You better donate to the swear jar. Donate to the swear jar, Estefan. All right, Russell, on you, my guy. Final thoughts of the day.
Final thoughts of the day. Okay. Fins up, #1. #2, let's go. Let's stomp Atlanta's first team and let's make Kyle Pitts look like trash as much as possible. Hopefully, Eric Rowe eliminates him early and often, because this is going to be the game that we see the starters the longest, and we better win this one. This is the one and only preseason game I want to win.
Yep.
It means the most. And then I'm also dreading that 2-week period between week 3 of the preseason and the first week of football. They should have just left it alone and gave us 1 week instead. I can't take it no more. I'm ready for this real football to get going. I'm ready to go into New England and light them up and make Cam Newton look like the trash that he is too. So on that note, Fins up, everybody. Hopefully they get this O-line taken care of one way or the other, whether it's developing what we have or going out and getting what we need to fix it. Outside of that, I'm out.
Donate to the swear jar, Russell.
I got you.
All right, man. Love you, buddy. I appreciate you coming on.
Love you too. Thanks for having me,
Ben just
everybody.
did his $2 tip to the jar.
There you go.
I like it. I'm gonna have to make a logo and everything. I'm gonna institutionalize this as a regular thing on Clock Blockers. Okay. All right, let's go. Douglas, man, on you.
Hey, let's first thanks for allowing me in to speak my mind. But I'm thankful that we have this platform that we can all come together and express our opinions. And you're all Dolphin fans. I love all your opinions. I don't care if I agree with you or not. You're my brothers and sisters, and together we hopefully see a Super Bowl championship in our future. So thank you all. I think the Dolphins are going to do great things this year. I think keeping Tua protected is the most important thing. If we develop a running game because of it, then hey, that's great too. But keep Tua safe. Let's go out and win 12, maybe 13 games, and see you in the playoffs.
Douglas, man, this is your first time on here, I think, right?
I was on once before, but I had to leave after one question because something came up. I had to go.
Hey, man, well, thank you for coming on. I want to see you on here more often. I like the beard. I do like the beard, my guy. Respect the beard game. And, yeah, man, appreciate it.
Thank you much. Fins up.
All right, Rashad, on you, my guy.
Pretty much this week, hoping for a healthy training camp. Praying that we get our starters this game. I want to see this offense, this open field concept where everybody's just spread out. That way we can get more holes for the O-line or for the running backs. Hopefully, praying. I think Mike Gesicki looked real good. I know a lot of people didn't notice what was going on. Like, from what I was watching, when Waddle motions and indicates is man-to-man, and you see no safety, like, in the middle of the field, and you notice it's a one-on-one Gesicki versus linebacker, he just became the go-to target because I don't think there's a linebacker out there that's checking him. But I hope to see more of that. Like, I can see what we're doing or what we're trying to do, but now I just want to see it come to fruition with the starters. Because starters out there, I don't think Tua's missing nobody. Like, the way he balled out with, that was Waddle, Grant, and Hollins, and he was slinging it.
Imagine what he's going to do when he has all the regulars in there. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to say happy belated. I was trying to tune in, but I had no signal. Like, I was trying my hardest.
It's
so
okay,
happy belated
man.
birthday.
It's okay, Rashad.
Yeah.
It is okay. I do take late birthday presents, just to let you know.
I got you.
Rashad, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for always coming on and being a part of the show.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right, I'm going to go to D1 here in a minute, but I do want to let everybody know Russell donated to the swear jar.
Yeah.
Good on Russell. Way to go, Russell. All right, D1, on you, my guy.
No, I love the show, man. This is like, I don't drink coffee, so this is like my coffee in the morning. It gets me.
I like
it. This is my coffee, so I love all our Finn brothers and sisters and everything like that. Let's see how this development is going. I think we're all already have definite answers already. It's only been one preseason game.
Yes.
It's going to be a long ride. It's a marathon.
Yep.
Let's go.
Agree.
Fins up.
Fins up, baby. Thank you for coming on. Before Pamela goes on, I want to remind everybody before I lose all the viewers, tonight we are going to have episode number 2. I'm talking about the Fire and Ice Combat Sports Show. We got a lot of people. We got a couple of boxers in the building. Some people from we have Bare Knuckle Brawler in the building, Kane Tomlinson, and a couple of other people from Rocket Combat Sports, as well as Street Beefs, which are pretty big on YouTube. Street Beefs is awesome, the owner and creator of Street Beefs. So Look, Angel is going to be hosting that. Episode number 2 starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Miami Sports Music Combat, Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Make sure you guys check out the show tonight. It's going to be a great show. Even if you guys aren't a big MMA fan, please come out and hit the like button for Angel. Help his brand grow. Big deal. All right. Now, without further ado, all right, Pamela, the floor is yours. Final thoughts of the day. Save
You
the
know
best
I've
for
been
last.
waiting. You know I've been waiting. That's so sweet, Steven. Okay, so I was so pleased with what I saw on both sides of the ball, knowing that our offense was up against a very good defense in the Chicago Bears, and we were missing key players from our offense, but yet we controlled that game. You control the clock, you control the game. Would I've rather seen some TDs? Did I feel like we needed to punch it in? Yes. But we went out there, controlled the game. We held them with the defense. Defense was hot. I loved seeing Grant. I loved seeing him on fire. He was absolutely playing his whole heart out, and I hope he makes the team. I really do love Grant. And I thought Tua was moving around in that pocket exactly when he needed to. He was controlling that game. He had his eyes downfield, throwing strikes. I mean, talk improvement. And if that's how we looked preseason game 1, we add in the rest of our starters, that O-line gets more practiced and settled in. I'd say we got 13 wins. I'm on 13.
I've been saying 13 for months now. I like how people are getting on the bandwagon. All are
Well,
welcome.
I'm a 13 girl,
All
like
are
you're a
welcome.
13. You're a 13 like I'm a 13. I was born on the 13th. Dan Marino's 13.
I know.
We got 13 wins. I'm all up in that.
13, baby. 13.
Yeah.
Pamela,
So I
thank you
love
for
all
coming
you
out.
guys. And if you want to view my stream, it is on Forever Dolphin Fans fan group on Facebook. It's there. I streamed the whole game, and
Say it one more time.
It's Forever Dolphin Fans on Facebook.
All right. You guys.
So my stream is
Pamela's
there if you
stream.
want to rewatch the game, but then you do get my screaming in there. So sorry. Fins up.
Fins up, Pamela. Be good. Y'all are the best fans in the world. I just want to say that. I love everything that you guys do. I do want to remind everybody just a couple of things before you go. If you want to donate to the channel, help the channel grow, it helps out tremendously. Please donate using the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $sign down at the bottom of the chat. Even if it's $1, if everybody donated $1, it goes to helping the channel grow. It's a big deal. If you guys don't want to use the YouTube to donate, you guys can use PayPal, MSM Podcast Network, or you guys can use Cash App, $, MSM Podcast Network. If you guys want the latest on the best tailgate around, make sure you guys go to tailgreeter.com. Those guys are absolutely amazing there. And what you want to search for there is East 32 Dolphins Tailgate. My man Cameron throws a kick, tailgate at the Hard Rock. Best one there is around. So make sure you guys go check out tailgreeter.com. Search for my man East 32 Dolphins Tailgate. All right. Next thing is just want to remind everybody too, tomorrow, Phins podcast will be on Tuesday nights. Make sure you guys check that out. EM Dolphin, just to answer your question, to be determined. We got some things working out, and so we're just trying to get some things settled down with that. So as soon as the next one's on, we will let you know. All right, so we got a lot of things to do. Make sure you guys check out the show tonight, my man Fire and Ice Combat Sports Podcast. And make sure you guys are here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have TD Phins Talk on. Okay, he will be live from training camp. So make sure you guys check out tomorrow's show. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time. And you want to know why? Because y'all are the best fans in the world. Make sure you guys follow me at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Please go follow me on all the platforms there. And I love you guys. Y'all are the best, man. Let's see here. What do you guys are saying? Fins up. Fins up. Everybody's just saying goodbye. I appreciate it. 13-4, 12-5, 13-4. Let's go. Kelly Omar, I put it on there earlier. Girl power. I like the females representing on the show. Thanks, Jew and Flipside and Kelly, DWA certified, Clock Block. Have a good show. Have a good one, everybody. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow right here on Miami Sports Music's Podcast Network. Guys, go check us out tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. We'll be back right here. Come see us. Love you guys. Fins up.